something more. Put my hand in your pocket, I wanna feel something I haven't before. Was I'm always this way? I wanted you to stay. You tried to pull me closer, but instead I pushed you
Welcome back to Dark Skies. This is All Eyes on You, Part 3. Last session, the group, at the request of Regina, the fixer up in Japantown, they went to find a cyber psycho up in the industrial section and get him before MaxTac had an opportunity to descend upon him. Due to the low-level threat, but the obvious cyber psycho nature of it, MaxTac's priority for that specific individual, named Barry, was lower than the two cyber psycho attacks on the southern side of the city. So they instead engaged with them first, allowing for this group to get in at Regina's request, find Barry, and remove him from the Militech Centaur, which is kind of an exo-frame that allows for the use of a very high-grade, very robust military equipment, specifically a thermal cannon, which in the end ultimately exploded and burned off one of the punk's arms. Exciting stuff. The evening was a lot of screaming and tearing, but ultimately repairing. Barry was delivered by Gino to Regina, safe, entering the program, totally cool, and in the end, everybody was basically allowed to kind of rest for a day afterwards, which, if memory serves, the day of the engagement was Monday. All of that shit happened. Night fell. You rested on Tuesday, so the morning of Wednesday is when we're starting and picking up the investigation anew. What you will know at this point, Cam, from after your meeting with Harvest at the end of the last session, you were informed that Arasaka has closed off any examination of the crime scene, and has basically begun renewal of the hotel room for use. So it has basically been cleaned, sterilized, the windows being replaced. All of that is basically been torn down, and none of the stuff that you left behind is now accessible. Let's discuss the leads that we currently have on the table. I will allow for you folks to go ahead and voice what you feel, based on your notes, are the current available leads. Obviously, I don't expect much from like a Gino or an El Mano. These are not note taker types to me. These are definitely the kind of, muscle of the crew, but everybody else might have been taking notes. And that's fine. Again, this is not an insult, by the way. You guys are playing your characters. Appreciate them. They did a hella great job last session.
Took mental notes.
Yeah, well, if you got them, then perfect. Do you have any ideas on the lead? And you're a cop, yeah, exactly. Do you have any ideas on the leads, the things that we're looking towards, the things that we're focusing on here that we?
No, he's a cop. He has feelings.
I don't. I said feelings. Just feelings.
I can't give you inspiration because that's not
I'm
this.
going with my gut.
One day I'm gonna figure out how to reward people for hilarious shit. But the leads, what do we got?
Give them some of their humanity back.
Mm. No, that's not. Doesn't sound right. I don't know if I'm into
Take
that.
some of it away.
Yeah. For funny jokes. Get you close. Oh, it's 10 eddies. That's right. That was the tradition I set. So get 10 eddies, Gino.
Yeah, Gino gets the 10 eddies from instead of giving me the material.
Oh, yeah. No, Gino's the cop. Yeah, I don't want to fuck with the cop.
Of course. That's the most real thing you've ever done.
Oh my god.
Do you see? Okay, I have to do what I have to do, all right? I am this color, and I am wearing these.
Oh, we are.
Actually, focusing up. Accepts present company. We do love Gino. The leads. What do we got? Not all at
Fashion
once.
designer.
Fashion designer. Perfect.
Yeah.
And if you do, during downtime, Buzzard, do a bit of research, you'll also note that the picture, which I believe are we sharing information? Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, it's
I
not
would be, yeah.
it's not my investigation, so I would tell Cam and Gino pretty much anything I discover just to help them out.
But like we discussed, they did hire you on and had you sign an NDA. That's something that happened last session. So you're on board, right, Buzzard, to make some money here?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I
So-
just mean like I wouldn't hide anything, especially like if I'm
Gotcha.
already being hushed anyways by the NDA. There's no point keeping secrets.
Fair. I meant to say, I was kind of looking more at the other direction. Cam, are you kind of, now that they're on the NDA, just sharing everything?
Yeah, 100%. Cam is way too dumb to figure out which information he should and should not share. It's just dumb,
know,
big dumb guy.
I
He's good at recording things. Here's all of the things I recorded.
I appreciate that so hard. So we had discussed that there was a photo of a woman in Orion Ono's office, or not office, hotel room, presumably the night that he died, or the night before he died. Oh, sorry, no, hold on. Let's do the demonstration.
Those are the combat.
These
Okay.
are the shiny ones. So you can kind of tell there's like a little bit of a difference. It's like gold versus kind of like dull. These are the ones that I think you got me, Elizabeth, like a million years ago. And then these are, because I lost my other ones. And then these are the ones I bought because I thought I left those in Japan and had to get a replacement before Cyberpunk January. And then I found that those were still in my briefcase. Anyways. Backstory
So
on the glasses
now we get
aside, my true Oda moment there. Let's focus here. The character that you saw in photograph, she was
Like Lux or something, right?
well, she didn't have her name.
That's out of. Sorry.
But in character, now we do know it. Buzzard, you're able to do some research, and you learn that her name is Precious. She's a member of the old pop group from Nippon Network known as Trickshot. She's kind of a baby Spice, I guess, would be the best kind of analogy I can kind of relay if you use the Spice Girls analogy that I keep putting towards Trickshot. She is very... not a lot of people see her as terribly cunning or like... Right, she's very kind of, her public display is very... am I okay to say the B word? Not B-I... B-I-M-B-O, right? Is that okay? I can say bimbo, right? Is that bad?
She's a pretty
Like,
face.
I am not the one to arbit that one.
Well,
I was like, you
For
can just
you.
say she's a pretty face. That's
bimbo is great. Okay.
I don't give a shit.
All right, Magpie and Elizabeth are on board. Bimbo it is. Oh, it's a
I
question.
play himbos.
There. Himbo is the male bimbo. Yeah, okay. Got it.
that's a
Okay.
good one.
So Precious in her public-facing display is very much a bimbo. You do know that she does do an interview show, which is kind of similar to like, oh my God, what is the fucking TV show back in the day? Regis and Kelly, or Regis and that other one?
Regis and
Regis and-
Kathy.
Yeah, Regis and
Wow.
Kathy. So it's like an interview show like that, except there's not two personalities, it's just her. And then she also still kind of keeps to the music scene, but not as much as other members of the band. Of the 4 members, only 3 of them remain. One of them has joined a nomad family. One of them is Precious, and then the Laura De Palma. She is a kind of solo artist now, and she goes under her real name, Charlotte Woolridge. You believe you get, yeah, it'd be fine. You believe you'd get information in this search on Wednesday that would say that she is performing a gig at a bar, a dive bar called Six Shots in the Glen. More interplay, more connections. It's a real world. It feels real if you watch all 3. But that's the information you're able to muster about the girl in the photo, and she's also fashion related. Sorry, she was doing signings on. She's doing signings today, and it's at a place in Corpo Plaza. That'd be Wednesday today. Place in Corpo Plaza. She'll be doing them until noon, and then she'll be on her way to go do her show.
We could catch her at the signings, or we could catch her at her show.
Yeah, you could get it on our show, no problem. They take street people off the thing further. They have a live studio audience.
Do any of us look like the type to go to one of those
I get
shows?
to be live studio audience.
I think if Buzzard shed a couple of layers, he could muster a look of a live studio audience guy. I mean, he's just an old German dude, right? Like, there's no with like cool goggles.
Yeah, is her signing for her her music, or is
Yeah,
her signing for her as like a TV personality?
It's for a collector's edition of Trick Shot's compendium.
Oh.
They also released a new gold stamped vinyl, which is cool, I guess.
I mean, Bucket would be interested in the music part.
What would be super funny though?
What's that?
Is if Elmano was like an actual fan.
You could do
here's a question. So it is pop music. The best way I can describe it is Spice Girls. Like, that's the best way I can kind of.
Oh hell yeah! That's totally his jam.
Okay, so like, yeah, it's definitely workout music. It's workout music for sure. Okay.
Well, do you want to? We can go get you their discography, and then you can get it signed, and then we can talk to her.
Yes.
That sounds like 2 birds.
All right. So what I need.
Get 2 birds stoned at once, you know.
And this is just for. This is just
It's
for
rude if only one of them doesn't pass, you know?
I need this is just for my laughter and my kind of closeness situation. I just want to roll me a D10.
You could probably blend in with all the other cops, right?
Oh yeah, there's security at the gig, so there's definitely you would know that these kind of
tough.
Corpo Plaza locations, there's security on staff. As long as you look like a security officer, you're fine.
I rolled you a 3.
Okay.
I imagine Cam has far too many optic mounts for him to be allowed into any live performance.
Yeah, they're not gonna
unless they're gonna
let them
hire
use
me.
it.
Yeah.
And I doubt you're gonna change your clothes like the N54.
I don't think I have clothes.
This is all I had company merch. That's all I have.
All I have is the discount merch. Like,
Fair. It's like 12 years ago.
That's
Jacket.
funny.
right, 100%.
Love it.
I got
Okay.
this with my company points. Come on, guys.
Oh god, that's
Shit
so
goes towards my pension.
That's so depressing. I'm so glad it's not on my desk. I probably would have just started bawling. I have a cup from my company that I got as a 10-year reward. That's funny. It's fun.
A cup? They give you a cup?
Oh my god.
They gave me a substantial, raise and bonus. So
Okay.
Okay.
the cup was. They said you can purchase one of these things on our website, and I got a cup.
They're gonna give me a glass eagle this year.
Yeah. I also
Or
got
like
a.
crystal eagle.
I also got a.
Prefer the cup, honestly.
Ring, the Ring security system. I got a camera from them.
Oh,
Not bad.
very nice.
But back to the signing.
Yes.
Who's taking El Mono to go get his music?
Yes, who's gonna chaperone this
I think
giant
it's
child?
Buzzard,
I
right?
think it sounds like Buzzard. Yeah, is
I'll
that
be your
fair?
Buzzard
I'll
and
pretend to be
Gino.
your granddad or something.
Yeah.
I guess Gino could go separately.
They need vehicles, right?
I'll get changed. I'll take my scrubs off. I have a set of mid high like whatever's not high fashion, but like one tier below. I bought when Letty takes me out. I'll put that on so I don't look like a bum.
I'm still gonna
Think
look like a
so.
ridiculous giant child.
Well, you haven't
From the
met Letty.
80s.
You haven't met Letty yet, so you haven't been forced to dress up. So
Right.
Oh my god! Please!
one
Please!
day.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that'd be so great.
when I do get changed, I actually take off the smart glass and I put contacts in instead. Take off my smart glass. So I don't look like a complete square.
okay. So you two are heading
Chances
out.
off.
How are you making it there? Are you going to take public transportation, or is Gino driving you?
In a cop car, or does he have like a street vehicle?
It's a
No,
squad
I just
car.
have I just have a squad car.
I could
That's
lend
a little
them.
sus.
I could lend them one of the vehicles in the shop. We could roll to see if there is a vehicle in the shop.
I
There
don't
is.
mind paying for a cab. I don't think the cabs are terribly expensive.
So, interesting factoid on that one. So, remember the car you were repairing when you had the whole situation and then had to re-repair because of the whole
Yeah.
situation? The guy who owned that vehicle and was paying you to do that job died.
So
like,
is that just my car now?
Literally the next week he died. So that was the week of the 20th and such. So it's into this next week. And basically he's been dead for maybe 5 days in your understanding. So it's not your car legally, but you could use it without
Oh, okay.
asking anybody or having anybody come after you because you dinged it up or anything.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, if you two need a car, then I have just a loaner available.
I just want to make sure that this is passed along to you, Magpie, if you're not in the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and post this in our side chat. This was from the Discord. Anyway, focusing back
that's a
up. Make sure the messages are being passed about. As funny as they may have been intended, I will take all of them seriously because it's funnier for me that way.
Yes.
Yes is the answer. Okay. We'll get into that interplay later. Focusing up. So we got 3 going too. So that leaves Cam and, of course, Bucket. You two during Wednesday activities. And let's focus more on the leads. What other options do we have here? What other leads do we have?
There's still the fashion designer.
Well, yeah. So the fashion designer was Lola, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the fashions or the signing that's happening is happening at that fashion designer
Right.
location.
I think there's also isn't Zigzag a lead?
Zigzag is a lead, but Zigzag's going to be hard to get to.
Right. But we could start sniffing for leads towards that. You know what I mean? Because we know what territory he operates in.
Yeah. Getting a meeting with him might be possible. You'll definitely have to work your way through fixers that you may know.
Yeah.
You could try and pull one with Harvest. You could also try to pull in a favor if you've hung out with Mortar at all. I don't think Cam has, though. You could try and contact him because it's pretty well known that he and Zigzag used to roll back in the day.
I don't know if Cam has worked
I don't
with
think
Mortar.
he has. I don't think anybody here, with the exception of Buzzard, maybe. And Buzzard wasn't super friendly with him or anything.
He's just a solo, right?
Yeah, he's just a fucking old guy.
Yeah. I think he shot real good or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he shot pretty good.
Yeah.
Who cares? Solos are a dime a dozen in this world.
Right.
And the ones that live longest are obviously cowards.
Is there any way that Bucket would know anyone that could get us close? Is there any way he
Oh,
would think
no.
that Letty has a contact with him? Or
Fuck no.
okay, I didn't know. I didn't know that situation,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was like,
So I'd say the closest person that you guys would be aware of, and then again, out of character knowledge, we know that the person that's closest to Zigzag in the whole compendium outside of Mortar is Hungry, but we know that out of character. In character, nobody really knows who's connected to Zigzag, so it is going to be a chase to get him. So no direct links there.
Yeah.
We could also look at other options, other leads on the table. So we've got the fashion designer that's kind of keyed in with the girl who was at the location. And so another factoid is the bra that you saw at the crime scene
Was purchased
at Jinguji,
Yeah.
and the girl who was at that location and may have been the wearer of said bra is currently at a Jinguji boutique show signing her discography.
Oh.
So it's pretty well easily connected to that. Like it's
Yeah, we're gonna try to go in and seem like fans, and then try to get a word with her after, I guess.
sure.
I don't know how we're gonna finagle that, but it's
So you're wanting to
it's
go
the
later.
skeleton of a plan.
So you're wanting to go later in the afternoon so that you can catch her after the event. Is that fair?
Yeah, because I don't think they're gonna let us get them more than like
That works
a few
perfectly.
words.
That works perfectly with Chandler's D10 roll. I'll explain when we get there. But let's focus up for Cam and let's focus up for Bucket. There are leads there. I just want to make sure that you're actively pursuing them and we know them. So Zigzag is a lead, but not like a great one. What are the other leads we got? And if you need help, feel free to call a friend. I'm your friend.
I need help on this one because my leads were
Okay.
Precious and Zigzag, and he already said Zigzag. Those were
Zach,
the
what
only
do
two
you
I
got?
had.
We haven't looked into the Tiger Claws or the Tiger Claw connection from the
Yep.
helmet or the other gang that we think set them up. We haven't tried to pursue those two leads yet.
Gotcha. Perfect. That is an
Right.
option. And then what else?
Hold on. I
There's
had one more
I'm
thing.
kind of like thinking of, but it's definitely something.
Oh, I don't know if this counts, but we could just try to look into the Lazarus Project itself.
No, it's not really
No.
gonna be something you can do.
I don't think that's good. That's
Yeah,
why
it's-
it was like low on my list because I
Big
don't know
covert.
where we would even start
The
looking
one-
into.
The one that I'm
But-
thinking of is the Resetsu. So you know where the Resetsu was purchased from, and you know who it was technically purchased by. You know the seller. If you wanted to try and engage the seller to see, like, if anything was engaged with on Orion's part, or if there were any other parties that were present with him, maybe pull security footage for the contract purchase and pickup, you could check into that. The individual that sold him the gun is located in Mecha Building H10 and weapons dealer H10 Cyberpunk.
Bucket would know weapons dealers pretty well. At least know their name.
Well,
Yeah.
and if it's
Robert
you
Wilson.
and me right now, that probably is actually our best lead.
Yeah, I would be super good with the weapons guys.
I mean, yeah.
No, that I wasn't even thinking about the sniper.
So the company
Yeah.
that he works for is called, well, the company that he owns, actually, he's a franchise holder. It's called Second Amendment. It's a very big company that sells guns all across Night City, all across the world, really. Yeah, obviously, it's not like the real world Second Amendment. Wait, is it Second Amendment? Which one's the one that sells alcohol? I can't remember. Something Amendment. Anywho,
14th or something like
yeah,
that.
something like that.
Yeah.
There's a freaking liquor store that's something amendment. Second Amendment is obviously a gun store. That makes sense because the Second Amendment has to do with that. I'm so done right now. Who let me have alcohol? Okay, focusing up. So you two are going to Mega Building 10. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the rest of you are going to Jinkuchi to the Boutique Angelique. Okay. Who do we want to do first? Your call.
It's the 21st Amendment, just saying for the liquor store. I had to look that up.
21st.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was
knew
going to
it was
rack
up
in my back
there.
of my head for a while. I did, yeah, it was definitely in the double digits for sure. Focusing up. Do we want to do the downtown fancy schmancy, or do we want to do the nitty gritty high up in a big mega building?
I'll let the three go first since there's more of them, and
That's
since
fair.
I think this will be a much funnier interaction.
Yeah, could be. Uh, so, you folks drive in the squad car downtown to the Corpo Plaza. You eventually arrive at a building, nondescript, very simple, kind of black facade, which is very common amongst these kind of buildings in downtown Corpo Plaza and the like. Um, but the symbol or the sign outside, neon bright lights, Jinguchi, kind of bright white lights, um, very clearly on display. Gino, you take a couple seconds and say, I could park in their parking garage, or I could just park the car at the Precinct 11, which is literally like a couple, like maybe, 2-minute walk away, right? So you just park the car, or you just drop out of the car and then remote the car back to the precinct.
Yep.
Easy peasy. You walk up to the doors of this establishment and enter in. In the first floor, very clean, very crisp, not a lot of clothes on display. You've got glass panels that seem to have clothes inside of them, and like a display data panel next to it that allows you to kind of browse through the selection, and they move the clothes to the glass window to show you the clothing. And if you wish to have it removed, you could ask the people on staff to inspect it, try it on, etc. There are stairs that are off the side that lead upwards into the building proper, and you can see signage that denotes that there's a signing, and also a pop-up shop for a designer known as Lola, or Boutique Angelique, which again you're familiar with in a slight sense, Buzzard, due to the line of lingerie, the bra set you saw, being one of the articles or items that they kind of brought to Chinguchi. So you head up. Gino, full police garb, right? Or are you wearing your detective coat?
Actually, not police garb.
Okay. So you kind of left some of that in the car and let it ride off, but you're wearing like your long coat, right?
Yeah.
That's fair. And then El Mano dressed like El Mano, right?
Yeah.
That's a
Like
perfect
a kid
disguise.
at a birthday party. Yep.
Perfect disguise. And then
No one will ever recognize you.
dressed with a bit more
No.
class. You come up to a point where
Like if he needs to go incognito, he takes off his mask.
you come up to a point where you're kind of put into line, and a very young, kind of waifishly thin young attendant kind of walks over to you, and he says, "You're here for the signing, or are you here to see the garments that Lady Lola has brought to display?"
Oh,
The
the
signing.
Okay, perfect. This is the
Sure.
line for that. Perfect. And the signing costs a total of 150 eddies, and he kind of holds out his
What?
his token, which would basically be like you would pass the money off to him. You would know that you'd pay him here.
Yep, you would do that.
Okay.
Like immediately, just like oh.
And I'm
like,
assuming
fumbling.
kind of gestures towards Gino. I'm guessing he's your bodyguard, and I'm assuming you're the prop or the desire. Are you wanting a signature as well, sir? Saying to Buzzard.
Do you want one?
Sure.
Okay, it'll be
Yeah,
150.
could be a collector's item.
And he
I'll
holds-
tap my.
Okay.
Now,
Okay, he'll pay it.
if you pay both,
No, I got it. I got it.
okay. Someone
Yeah.
gave
I had to
Elmano
pay for
money.
your healing yesterday.
Someone gave Elmano money, and he's
I
burning a
did.
hole
I did do that.
Yeah.
right
So-
in his pocket.
So
Yeah,
generous.
someone gave Elmano money.
Is Elmano me, or am I Elmano?
Did that guy just subconsciously make John into a wrestler?
I guess I just
That's
start-
how this started. Were you
being-
there for this?
Oh no!
I literally had a dream that John turned into
Oh,
a
yeah, I remember.
cyberpunk luchador.
Luchador, and I said build it as a cyberpunk character. I remember now. Anywho, if you'd like the gold stamped, it's going to be 500 extra, which is pretty pricey. But
What's
again,
What's the gold stamp?
He kind of snaps his fingers, and this girl kind of walks over, and she's holding two items. One is very standard kind of case for what you would expect to be a shard or kind of data chip. And on the cover, it shows, Trick Shot. It says collectors, discography, all the songs, back has information. Very nice case, right? Very simple, though. The gold stamped vinyl that is in the other hand, it's kind of like those old comics with kind of like the relief, kind of like the embossed kind of layering on them, and like the gold foiling and all that kind of stuff.
Dog shit.
That's on the cover. It's bright gold, trick shot. You can see all four girls like in their just like the iconic poses, and very gorgeous looking piece of product there.
If no one stops him, he's going to spend $500.
$500 on the
or 500 eddies.
Ooh.
Yeah, 500 EB. All right.
So if Buzzer doesn't stop him,
Buzzer doesn't want it
he's
though, right?
literally gonna drop 800 eddies right now.
No, I was gonna pay for my. I want an upgraded one. That's cool.
Okay.
It's
God.
because it's whatchamacallit, it's a vinyl. That's retro.
Yeah.
Buzzard's old. You can almost remember when people used to listen to vinyls.
Vinyls have been popular for a very long time. Yeah, it is a strangely, it is a strangely long-lasting format.
Yeah, I'll pay for my own upgrade.
Okay.
Don't worry.
500 for you.
Okay,
For the
I'm
gold.
definitely getting it upgraded. Oh my god.
Look, see, now we're gonna be
Drop
able to sell that we're
800.
super fans better when we
Yeah.
want to talk to her.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So you wait in line. As you're waiting in line, only some people pass you by. Most of them are very kind of neo kitsch kind of or militaristic style garb, kind of walking past you. Very rich, very hoity-toity. But one person, Elmano, you recognize, but you know better than to kind of engage them because they have a security detail or they have a security person with them. But you recognize this new up-and-coming singer whose name is Dolly Glass, and she's also kind of into more your style of music, and she is she's a really cool young upcoming star who kind of plays her own music, does her own thing, and she is also very fashionable and pretty. So you would actually know her as she passes by, and I'll show you a picture of her. Hold on. Punks.
He's literally like elbowing Buzzard and just like, look.
She's not wearing. She's wearing something similar to that, but she's also wearing kind of stuff around the head and scarves and stuff. So she seems a little bit more incognito. And then her security guard is probably the only guy you've ever seen that's pretty close to as big musculature wise as you are, but he doesn't seem to have much cybernetics about him. And his pistol and knife are obviously not out, but this is the guy who's hanging out as her security guard. And they just walk past you. No pleasantries are exchanged because you obviously get a look from the security guard no.
Right.
And so they pass you by, but wow, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you then arrive at the top after duration waiting, and the woman Precious is at the desk there, counter space, and she sees you come up, and she says, "Oh, okay," and she leans over to her attendant. Okay, so 2 and 2. All right, and she sets the two digitals and sets the two stamped there, and she says, "Do you want me to make it out to you in any way, or is there anything you'd like me to add to it?"
He's immediately flustered and has no idea what to say, and it's just I'm a mono.
2 Elmo, she says, and then she writes Precious, and then kind of signs, and you can see the signature buzzard is different than the word Precious. It seems like she's signing her genuine name there. And if you're kind of savvy with music, like you said you were, you would know that she and all the other girls of Trickshot do this. They have their stage name and then they have their real name. And the way to tell fakes for signatures is if somebody signs the... nobody knows their real names up until Charlotte Woolridge kind of told hers out on stage. Their names aren't known, and their signatures are so messy it's hard to decipher what they are. So...
Yeah, I'll say to her, I actually purchased this for a friend of mine. Could you make it out to him?
What's his name?
Shit. The guy who got killed. What the fuck was his name? Oh, I wrote it.
Bob? I don't know. I was just
One
fighting his
second.
mech
I
suit.
have it
Are you saying
here.
like Johan?
Orion?
Yeah, Orion. Yeah,
Orion.
my dear friend Orion Ono. I haven't seen him in a long time, and I want to bring
Oh,
him a
that
gift.
one.
Bring him a gift.
She smiles and go ahead and roll me a human perception. Everybody at the signing.
Okay. Where's that one?
I'm trying to be cheeky. I hope it pays off.
Yeah,
I'm trying to be cheeky.
you're succeeding so far. I just need to see if you can catch her reaction to it.
Oops.
Yeah, you're not there yet.
I clicked land vehicle tech.
Use a human perception.
So as you're
it'd be
trying to perceive what she's doing, the N54 van smashes through the window of the third floor.
Is that just normal perception, right?
Human
No,
perception's under
you want-
social.
It's under
under
social,
social,
human
okay.
perception.
Oh, I didn't write the right. Okay, hold on. There it
I'll be
is.
honest, Elmano.
Well, that one's better. I like that.
Oh, okay.
I got a 15.
Oh,
Yeah.
literally one by one.
Okay, so with a 15, you're the only one of the three who actually recognized there's a second where she kind of like stops the pen on the 2, and then like right after you said it's going to be for my friend, and as you're saying it, she's writing 2, and right when you finish Orion, she stops and kind of presses the pen down a little bit, the gold ink kind of like starting to bead a bit underneath the tip of the pen, and then she kind of lifts the pen up for a second, breathes, which is very unnoticeable to everyone else, but you do notice a moment of hesitation, Buzzard, and then she finishes Orion, oh no, and she says, oh, that's perfect. Okay, and all right, and she signs, she says, thanks you so much. And then the attendant kind of leans in and she says, no, that's all, I can't do it anymore, okay? And the attendant says, sorry everybody, and there's people behind you in line, we're gonna close it out for the day. Miss Precious has a very important interview that she has to be getting off to. Thanks so much. Oh
man, we got so lucky.
we're the last ones. she gets up.
You smudged mine.
She stops when you say that.
No, I was saying it to Elman.
Oh. I thought you were saying it to her. That would have been a very interesting interaction.
Lunchtime.
She gets up. And Buzzard, since we're holding on that human perception roll, there's very much kind of an air of like, I need to get out of here. And she kind of walks over to another woman who you recognize from your research, Lola, and they kind of talk for a second. And as you see them start to kind of move away, this other woman from out of nowhere just blindsides you, comes up next to you and says, hey, how's it going? And then you feel something slam against, like, not like slam, but like press against your hip, and you look to your side and see this woman, who is she's very beautiful. Hair's kind of done up in an afro. Her face is just like dolled up, very similar to Precious.
She's
wearing,
pressing a gift certificate into my side so I can buy.
She does appear to be pressing a buria against your hip, and she says, "Let's talk. Is the big one with you?"
Of course.
Tell him to keep calm. Don't mention anything, okay? And how about the copper?
I'm assuming the Buri is a gun.
Oh yeah, it's a big fucking revolver. Yeah, it's
Oh.
a tech pistol.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Can I actually roll to see if I even noticed that? Because like
perception.
he is
That's true.
so
She's got it.
geeked out right now.
She's got it concealed. The DV is 15, so if you roll a 16 or better on perception, you spot it. Nope. And Gino, do you want to catch it or not?
Nope.
Shit, I'll say
Perception.
nope.
Yeah, no, he's still too like
Perception.
Yeah, you can roll
freaking
perception.
out.
No, I'll just gesture for
So the two of you
boys
don't.
to follow.
This very attractive young woman and Elmano, when you get a second to look at her, you realize she's a member of Trick Shot too. This is Missy.
Like, so yeah, literally he's not noticing the gun. He's just like, oh my god.
And she says, "Yeah, let's go." And she and Buzzard, who appear to be the closest of friends, Elmano, start walking towards the back. Right, Buzzard? We start walking towards the back.
You didn't tell me that you knew her.
Yeah, Misty's my favorite trick shot character.
Oh,
So,
what is
if
that?
you two follow along, you kind of enter into the back room.
Yeah.
You can see kind of across from you as you're entering into this back space, which looks like it's kind of like a storage room, kind of like, staging area for the boutique outside, which was filled with clothes, by the way. But you enter in, the door shuts behind you, and you can see a very just handsome-looking black man, kind of older, more wizened, with a cool-ass, like, Nomad Leathers jacket on, and you can see that there's a symbol on his on his shoulder, and kind of on his shirt, it's a circle with a star in it, which, Gino, go ahead and make a local expert Night City, and Buzzard, you can do likewise. Actually, you're more of a recent transplant. I'm going to give it to Gino.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So it'll be under education, and it'll be down towards the bottom, local expert.
Sorry, one sec. Why am I having so much trouble finding this? Did you say education?
Education, and then down towards the bottom, it'll say local expert, Night City, or local expert, your home. Like,
That
scroll down a little bit, yeah.
I don't have it.
There's no way you don't. At the
It's
bottom.
not in the big cluster of skills. You have to go
Yeah,
below
it's
that.
gotta go
You'll see
below the cluster of
language, then
skills.
local expert, and then science.
I'm checking. That's so crazy. Your languages and local experts aren't filled in. Go ahead and throw me a composition roll.
This John doubting his PCs, man.
I
There
didn't
you
know.
go.
And honestly, I didn't know.
Oh,
I didn't know you could write music. That's awesome. And
He can't write music. That's what that means.
well, I guess composition could be used to formulate other things besides music. But yeah. So okay. This guy looks familiar. His symbol looks familiar, but you're not placing it. Like, he's definitely a nomad, but you don't know who he is. With an 8, though, I'd still say that he's probably a member of the Aldecados, which is like
The avocados.
Aldecado, which is a big nomad
Okay.
family that is like kind of one of the 7 nations of the nomads. Like, there are kind of massive conglomerate families, and Aldecados is one of the big 7. Oh, I see. That makes sense. Perfect. Automatically learn the identity of a person known for a crime. He's not known for a crime. Missy is. Missy is definitely known for some crimes. The guy, not so much.
She would never.
Yeah, he kind of only ever was involved in crimes, and even just tangentially, because of her. I'm pretty sure that's an accurate statement. It was usually her dragging Calvin and everybody else into like a corporate location and blowing everything up. She's great.
Wait.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay,
You
now my
were-
brain is making the connections.
Yes, Missy
Okay.
and Calvin, correct. Once you're in, Missy kind of pulls the gun astride, and El Mano and Gino, you see it. The door's shut, and
Oh.
Calvin is not wielding a gun, but as he kind of looks at you two, he kind of raises his hands up and kind of cracks his knuckles. And then the two girls that you saw as you were entering in, Lola and Precious, are sitting kind of like on, a table. And Lola, who you haven't talked to yet and have had no engagement with. Well, I've been trying to find some haphazardly cyberpunk edge runners to do some work for me. Unfortunately, I'm not really going to give you much of a choice on whether or not you're going to help us here or not. And I'm going to cut from this scene. We're going to move to the other one. So, meanwhile, Cam and Bucket, you drive on.
Oh my! I was literally just looking back and forth, just like.
Oh my god, this is so amazing.
No, he's just so confused right now.
And there's a gun? Oh, that's not good.
Like, wait, why is there a gun? Why is he upset?
He's probably thinking, would I let Trickshot shoot me in the face? Yeah, probably.
It's gonna be hard to say no.
It's gonna be hard
Probably.
to say if they
I
want to
took
do
that.
it.
I took that laser for Cam and Gino. I can take a
Like,
bullet
can you
for
please
Trickshot.
sign my corpse when you're done?
Can you please sign my corpse? Oh, dude, you get a signature from somebody, and then you get it tattooed. That's the way to go. Okay, anyways, Cam, Bucket, Mega Building 10.
Oh my god, can you add that tattoo?
I could probably. But Mega Building 10, you folks arrive and enter through the ground level. Just inside, as you're moving up the elevator to, I believe it's the 30th floor, you can see like the ground level promenade is currently engaged in a firefight. It looks like there are Tiger Claws and Valentinos currently just scrapping. They've taken over the food court and are basically having a firefight through. Outside, you notice that some police cars were pulling up, but you folks don't care. That's not what you're here for. You walk to the elevator. Elevator's not broken. It takes you to the 30th floor. You're fine. Upon arriving there, you walk through...
Love that distinction.
...the circling kind of like environment. If you've played Cyberpunk 2077, you know exactly where we are. V's apartment, his very first apartment, or her very first apartment in this instance, is right there on this floor, and just across and around on the loop are a couple of vendor shops. You've got a guy who sells like melee weapons, you got a guy who sells food, and then there's the guy who sells guns in his own little kind of shooting gallery kind of space. That's Robert Wilson. So you walk right out of the elevator straight over to him, and you enter into his space. Guy kind of looks at you and says, hey, I didn't think anybody was going to come around here, what with everything going on downstairs, but welcome to Second Amendment. You looking for anything special, anything specific, anything I can help you with?
Bucket's gonna let Cam take the lead on this one because he is, again, in Bucket's mind, Cam is still like the very professional interviewer, even after what he watched at the Cyber Psycho situation. Like, he's still like the guy who's done this a lot versus Bucket.
100%.
So, a question.
Yeah.
It's like a very specific gun.
Sure, I got plenty of very specific guns.
The sniper that I'm looking for, what's it called again? Looks a bucket. The gun.
Starts with an R. Revenant.
Rosetsu.
Rosetsu.
Rosetsu. That's the fucking. One of those fucking things. You got one of them fucking things?
Things are fucking rare, man. I just had one. I moved it out to a, surprisingly enough, a guy who worked for N54 just like you.
Oh, yeah?
Why you, camera boys wanting big guns?
Big guns, they fucking look good on camera. You know what I mean? Like, they got the big fucking bang with the big fucking flash, you know?
You're Cam, right?
Oh, you fucking bet.
Fucking hogwash. They should have never canceled that shit. That was a blast a minute.
You fucking right into the fucking studio, or are you just sitting on that shit?
Sitting on it, but I do say, though, I still think you should have zeroed those assholes at the end of it. Fuck saving them. I mean, Orion talking.
If we zero all of them, we ain't gonna have a show after 2 fucking seasons. You wouldn't have gotten seasons 3, 4, and 5 with that shit.
Oh, is that what you guys are waiting for? Them to come back to cyberpsychosis a year later?
One or two of them did, you know?
Crazy.
It's better, it's like, I'd rather do that shit than, like, zero them all off quick and then, like, we gotta keep something in the fucking bag, you know. For these
I'll hunt for the next season.
follow up episodes are really good with the fucking the fucking chicks too. You know, they like to see the happy endings every now and then. We can't all be fucking gunshots to the fucking temple, you know.
If it takes a couple of years for it to come out, I think it's gonna be worth the wait. Great show. It's gonna be sad not having Orion there, but maybe you don't have to do the whole talking at the end of the episode thing anymore.
That's true. Maybe we cut that shit and add more ads. You know how fucking N50 Plus shit is.
I'd rather watch some more ads, you know. Watson
They're getting better and better.
Watson Horror's getting another season, which, you know, that's uncommon. Shows getting second seasons. But anyways, focusing up. You want a big fucking sniper rifle. Resetsu's going to be hard to get. There's only like 5 of them in the city. Well, maybe 4. I don't know. I got the one I got.
Yeah.
Mainly off of a shipment that... wasn't supposed to happen. See, Militech had some merchandise moving through the city. The Maelstrom gang, probably heard of them. They banged them up, took their shit. Then I think Militech came after them. Big kerfuffle. Militech, you know, didn't get everything. Maelstrom, some of them left with some of the kit. And I was able to buy some pretty nice gear off of some Maelstrom gangs who were desperate. Trying to move it, trying to get rid of it. But Second Amendment franchise gives me a couple of perks. Once I stamp and seal it, if a gun was stolen, doesn't matter, it's mine now. And if Militech wanted it, they could have bought it, but they didn't, and your man did. So I could probably try and find another one, but I can't promise anything. I know that there was one hanging around in Dogtown. Probably one... I think there's one that Kang Tao has. I don't know if they're going to come off of it. But that Dogtown one, I could try and chase it down. Might take a couple of weeks.
You get anyone else asking about this gun?
So it's just that Orion guy, and I just happen to have it.
He's the only one you got requests or you heard whispers about looking for this fucking thing?
It was him, his girlfriend, and some other guy.
Who's this other guy?
Big-ass gonk. Fucking guy was like 7 feet tall. He had a leather jacket on. Tiger claws. For sure, it was said tiger claws on it. But big ass gonk. He wasn't Asian though. You know, most tiger claws are Asian. He was a white dude. But he had the tiger claws jacket on, which was weird. And then, pretty sure he had something in his arms, you know, mantis blades or something like that. Real fucking, like, part and parcel looking forearms, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've seen those fucking things. They're nasty when they come out.
Oh, for sure. I prefer a good old iron in my hand, maybe 2. Not in the same hand, you know, 1 in each. But, yeah, you know, folks like their cyberware. They like their cyberware. I like my subdermals. It kind of shows his hands off. Nice, neat, you know, Zeta Tech's, you know, wear. And he says, and, you know, nothing beats a old reliable pistol, like Morgan Blackhand said, you know.
Ooh, I love me a good one. Cam, like, lifts his jacket back and shows him the 2 on his belt.
Oh, damn. Can I take a look?
Yeah, he passes him the constitutional arms first.
Oh, the Liberty. Hell yeah. That's the same iron that Morgan Blackhand likes.
Fuck yeah, and I got this bad boy too for, like, if I want to go real fucking loud, and it's a Militech grinder.
God damn. Yeah, see, Militech's really good about this close and up personal shit. Put shotgun shells in a pistol. That's what you gotta do.
It looks fucking good, you know?
Yeah.
When they say that, Bucket would undo his shotgun and be like, if you're talking about a shotgun, like,
hey, I'm pretty sure you're gonna say no, but you willing to come off of that?
how much?
I got 5,000 eddies right now that says I'll give it to you for that. Or if you're better on trade, I got some pieces that might be interesting.
You got 6K? I'd trade it for 6.
Ooh.
I got that malaria out of this conversation. I have that overture as well. That's
Make a persuasion roll for the 6.
Oh, Bucket's not
I'm gonna
persuasive.
set it at DV 11. because he wants it, and he has the scratch.
I'm gonna use 2 luck
Luck.
points on this.
Someone remembered you got it.
Oh, I
Didn't
didn't
even need it. that's a crit plus a 10 on the
need it.
D10. We love to see it.
It's 29 total.
You say so because of your big roll, and again, you say, can you do more? You don't say 6 right off, and you kind of talk him out a bit, and he says 7,500 the most I can do for it.
Deal all day.
Smash. You also then give him the disclaimer that the bullets weren't included in that, and you can't pull them, so he's got to pay for them, which means he pays you another 1,500 on top because of the incendiaries.
Oh my God. Thank you. Yeah, I'll take that off my sheet, and I'll add the 9K onto my sheet.
Every single gun that is available of very expensive level or lower is here. So if you wish to buy those, you can also do that in this transaction.
I need more armor-piercing arrows. Can I buy those?
He's got them.
Fuck yeah.
And if he doesn't have it, the guy outside has like up close and personal kind of like melee shit. And arrows are kind of not a gun. So one of the two's got it.
Word.
But regarding the Resetsu, he says, big ass guy, Tiger Claws jacket, but he was a white dude. So he wasn't like, because most Tiger Claws, again, if you're familiar and savvy, it is a Japantown / Kabuki district gang. They are very much Japanese, Chinese, Korean, kind of conglomerate of like Asian communities that have come together and have backed Arasaka's presence in Night City and their return prior to the Unification War. It's the belief that because of their work and a company called Danger Gal, that Arasaka basically already had the foothold in Night City for when they were kind of asked to come and help with the NUSA invasion. They were able to just kind of like drop it and easily kind of be seated at the table, if that makes sense. So yeah, Tiger Claws are pretty well known for kind of simple. I mean, Valentino's not. I mean, not so much. They're not all Asian folks. They're mostly Asian folks. So it's kind of weird when you see one of the Tiger Claws members who isn't.
Would we have remembered from when this would just be for Cam, when El Mano talked about that dude that ran away on the bike, did he mention size wise how big this dude was? Because he's talking like almost a 7-foot dude, and I think El Mano would have remembered someone almost his height again.
That's a great question. El Mano would not have given many details regarding height or size because they weren't what El Mano was focused on. However, what I will do for a retcon of that, because it wasn't something that was asked and it wasn't something that was kind of brought up by either El Mano's player or anybody.
I mean, it was a question that I asked.
When did you ask that?
I asked you in DM.
I'm double
How
checking.
big he was. And if
big?
he was of a similar size to one of the other guys.
I said he was bigger, didn't I?
I think you said
5'11", easily normal size. Yep. So
yeah.
Different guy.
Okay.
Yeah, so and El Mano would have told you he was just like a little guy and then pointed at one of you guys that's like average height.
So
right.
Yeah.
we don't have to beat around the bush. We would know that El Mano stated that this individual was like 6 foot.
Okay.
And according to this guy, he was like 7 foot.
Right.
Do you have any other questions for him? Do you want to you're engaging him in purchases, so you're kind of looking around the scene. Both of you go ahead and make a perception check.
I really wish it was another cool one, but not human perception, just straight up perception.
Mm-hmm.
That is awareness.
12.
Perception.
Bucket, you're a
16
bit
for
more of an
Bucket.
electronic security guy. You're more of like, somebody who pays attention to the tech, to the stuff that's around you. You would notice this guy has got it up, right? So he's got weapon detection. He has got thermal scanners. He has got magnetic sensory arrays. He has got cameras. He has got the whole caboodle. He has 3 PDUs, which he probably has a remote control for in the back, and he's behind a cage. So if anybody starts a firefight in this place and it wasn't him, they lose.
Yeah.
Do you have any other
Makes
questions?
sense in a gun shop.
But do you have any other questions for him?
You got a contact for this fucking white tiger claw guy?
No, everything was done through Orion. I didn't catch his name, but I did catch the girl's name, Precious or something. I kept calling her Precious. I don't know if that was her name or handle or if, like, lovey-dovey, fucking whatever.
Sure. No, I think that's
She
all
looked
Cam
familiar
has.
as fuck, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I know who we talking about.
Yeah.
Cam, so I just want to make sure, Cam, you don't have any questions. Obviously, information's not related to you. But, Bucket, do you have any questions that Cam might not be able to ask? Because Cam isn't aware of certain things. This is subtle.
My main question would be, when he sold the gun to Orion, did he think that Orion would be the one using it, or do you think this was a trade-off deal? Or the better question would be, did he sell it to him for such a good deal that he could see flipping it?
Pretty sure that guy, the big guy, was the one forcing him to purchase the gun.
Forcing?
It felt a little off. I can't remember the exact details, man. It was mostly like, okay.
Well, you got all these cameras and shit. What do you mean you can't remember? Could we see it?
Oh shit! Can we see it? You keep those recordings?
Hey man, if you need some gentle persuasion back, I mean, I got some money I can give back to you.
Is this going to be on the air? He looks over at Cam.
It don't have to be.
No. No, we want it to be.
Oh,
we can also cut you a spot there, bud. We don't have to just put this shit on the air. We can cut you into one of them spots.
That's my deal. You get me a spot. You get me a spot on there, on the show, on whatever show.
You want lead in or lead out? You don't get both.
Which one's better? I don't even know.
Gotta be the lead in.
I'm gonna say for your business, you're gonna want the lead out. You're gonna want the people who just watched everything we did, not the people who were finishing that last year and trying to piss in the toilet before they see the show. You're gonna want the lead out.
They're gonna want the guns.
Yeah, you want the people who just watched everything and they're fucking scared and they go fucking save themselves. They gotta buy guns. They gotta buy ammo. They gotta buy cameras. They gotta buy your shit. I'll give you the fucking lead out.
He walks over and he's like, give me a second here. About 20 minutes pass. And we're going to cut from you folks. We're going to go back to the other group while he's basically pulling the tape. Back on scene, you guys are inside the back room with who you know to be, and I'm going to change the music up because we're out of the happy stages of this and more into the...
I mean, are we though?
Well, Elmano, I think, is kind of like, he's got the pyromancer curse. If you played Team Fortress 2, you understand what I mean by that statement. It's very much a see all the good in the world, despite it being very bad.
I mean, it's a really cool gun, though. But it
is quite a cool gun. But Missy kind of steps back from you, Buzzard. The gun is out now, kind of pointed at you. Lola's arms are crossed. Precious is kind of just seated on the table, kind of hands on the table. And Lola basically says, "You're the mooks that are going to have to do this job for me, right?"
Is Lola also a member of the band?
She's
or
not.
She? So we got 2 out of 4 right now.
2 of the 3, because one of them's dead.
Oh, which one died?
Sorry,
I missed.
God damn it.
I need to know this.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so
I said Misty was my favorite, but
Missy,
I'm fickle.
Not Misty, Missy, 2 S's. Precious.
Sorry, when you described her and then she pulled a gun at me, I'm like, my brain went to Misty Knight.
Oh yeah, and I'll find the older pictures. I haven't updated them yet, and I'm sad for that. But I just, again, I kind of incorporated them more deeply into this narrative a little late in the game. But
it was not important. Don't worry about it.
Fair enough. It is. God damn it! This is the wrong folder.
Is it 2N or Laura De Palma?
2N, and Laura De Palma is Charlotte Woolridge now. 2N's the one that passed away.
Oh, she was my favorite until that one album, and then I changed.
To give you kind of an idea, like on the the beat ups. Laura De Palma is very much a Lana Del Rey kind of esque character.
Yes.
Precious is very much like a Britney Spears esque character.
Mhm.
Missy is like Megan Thee Stallion plus like oh god, why is my brain not working? What's her name? Nicki
Scary
Minaj.
Spice.
Okay, that's what I thought you were going for.
Kind of blurred together, and then 2N was very much like CL, I think it was from To Anyone. Oh, Cardi B, right? She's kind of like a very modern, like rapper. She's the rapper of the group, Missy, and she also has gang representation. Her ties we'll get to, but then 2N was like the K-pop star, like the hardcore K-pop star. CL, I believe, was the name of the artist that she was mainly kind of focused on. Which again, if you get into some K-pop, I fucks with 2NE1 a lot. It's good times. Anywho, Missy pulls back from you, pistol pointed at you. Calvin behind you, arms crossed, kind of looking at you, but you don't know his name's Calvin yet. Lola, who you know the name of but haven't really been introduced yet, just said you're doing work for me, and Precious is kind of like nonchalantly concerned face, but nonchalant stance, kind of waiting there. After Lola says what she says, Precious kind of like leans in and whispers something at Lola, and Lola kind of just. And if you don't know what Lola looks like, I do have that picture. We can show that. She is a baddie.
Oh. Hello.
Okay.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
The old man's bones are working again.
This is why you gotta wear your nice clothes to the good part of town. You never know who you can run into.
So I'm sure you're here because of the recent passing of Orion Ono. Is that correct, sir? She says to Buzzard.
Indeed. We are just trying to figure out what exactly happened to our
I assume
dear
the
friend.
presence of your friend there with the very obvious NCPD cyberware, your presence here is due in part to an investigation that's ongoing.
Say that.
What'd you say?
You could say that.
Also, your face is very recognizable. Gino, right?
That's me. Then he winks.
Hogwatch. A decent enough show. She smiles.
I'm more than decent. Come on. What do you mean?
And you have a prize fighter here as well.
Hi.
Your name escapes me, though, she says to the old guy.
Just call me Buzzard.
Fair enough. Introductions aside, I need you to help me with the investigation. Precious will be connected to it, undoubtedly due to her relationship with Orion. That information is undoubtedly in Arasaka's hands, and I'm sure the NCPD is aware of her association with him as well. He is in dire straits, obviously, but it wasn't for him that he passed away. Unfortunately, he was a stepping stone. One that Arasaka was willing to sacrifice to get the job they wanted done. I have no proof. I can't assist you in indicting Arasaka or tying Arasaka to the situation here. But I can tell you that that's who it is. It's Arasaka. What I need from you, and I'm hoping to God you are in some way connected, I need Orion's body.
Oh, yeah.
He had a data shard in his leg, which he was able to extract from Arasaka Waterfront. Very important article something I think that I can leverage with a friend of mine to ensure that he quits his current path and perhaps changes tack.
Is there a way I can roll to see how much chill El Mano has right now?
Yeah, roll a d10, and then after you roll it, add your cool.
Where's that?
Yeah, so you just roll a
What's my cool? Where's?
You can't roll a cool check. You'll have to roll.
Oh, it's up at the top.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'll have to roll a d10, and then we'll have to do the math. I know it's hard. I also suck at math.
8.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, you'd be relatively chill, but still kind of confused about the Buria pointed at your friend Buzzard. You did just get called a prize fighter by probably one of the more attractive women you've met in your life.
Yeah, this is true. So he's a little flustered by that, but like what I mean specifically is that he knows that we have the body and the chip, and what's inside the chip.
Oh yeah, and
so
again,
like
whether or not Cam is willing to just blurt that out or not, that's up to you. You roleplay.
I mean that's what I'm trying to figure out is like how in control of his mouth is he.
Sorry, we've got this engaging like narrative going on, and Chad popped in and was like, "Shout out to the Buria." It's a hell of a piece, my man.
That's funny.
Used to good effect last Friday.
Oh, man.
Like, are we picking up that they think they know that we had the body, or is she telling us like?
Seem to think you're the people.
Oh, okay. So they are trying to go to the coroner's office and get it or something.
You've got an NCPD individual with you. Basically, they're trying to, from what she said, she's trying to hire you as edge runners to get the body
to
for
steal
her.
the body that we already have.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I think.
Gee, that's gonna be a tough sell. I don't know. It sounds like a dangerous mission, stealing a body.
What's the worth to you? You might be able to get that done.
El Mano, so whether or not you pick up on what's going down, I think based on your current, like the way you've role played El Mano, I want you to roll a human perception check for me, please.
Yeah.
I've got the DV.
I need him to
I've got
like
the DV
figure.
set.
Yeah.
I've got the DV set at 9, not a super high one. If you fail it, you don't understand what Buzzard's doing. If you do succeed, it's going to be like a ha, and then you'll understand what Buzzard's doing. But you may actually voice that you understand.
Okay.
Okay, so you may actually like verbally say like, "Oh, I get it," to Buzzard, but nobody else understands what you're saying.
Yeah, no, he's like, "Oh, okay, got it."
And Buzzard, there's this moment where you kind of look over at Almano thinking that he's going to say something.
Like, please, God, shut your mouth.
Then you realize he's like, I got it. And you focus back up on what you're saying, Steve. Go ahead.
We got some good contacts. Can with the coroner's office, we can definitely get our hands on that body for you. But what's it worth to you?
Well, right now, we have you in a bit of a predicament. I think we outnumber you and outclass you. But you do have a couple of things that we need.
Let's say outclassed. It's a little silly.
Well, do you say that out loud? Was that real? Oh.
Oh, yeah.
She says, I don't mean to...
I think she's a very classy lady.
She says, I don't mean to insult you, but I'm going to presume you've been with the Force for what? Less than 5 years?
Good one.
Missy says,
Calling you out.
I was running around the fucking red zone, bitch.
No.
When you were fucking not even born. You come for me again with your little statements, I'm just going to pop one off on you. Lola kind of raises her hand. Chill with that shit. I don't care how bad it is out in the Badlands. We're doing serious business here, okay, Missy? Chill.
I want to put that shit away.
Did you tell her to put that shit away?
Tell her to put that shit away.
Yeah, you're coming in really staticky. I don't know if anybody else is getting that.
Let me fix
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
You're underwater.
Chino's gonna get shot.
Like, I feel like at this point, Amana's like, hey, man, be nice. She's an amazing artist.
You
Why
actually see Missy kind of like getting ready to lift the gun up, and you know Elmano kind of trying to talk down Gino, and then you see Lola kind of raise her hand up, kind of like noticeably by Missy, who kind of stops what she's doing, and Lola says, "My boutique, my gig, put the fucking gun away, Missy." And Missy kind of like, and you hear her say things like, "Fucking pig, fucking sign with the goddamn cop," and she kind of walks away. She kind of walks away. Yeah, it's better. Lola kind of looks over at you, Gino, and says, "Handled." Now you can see.
Much depreciated.
You can understand I can be amicable.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I hope that we can continue to do business. Now, your friend here, Buzzard, said that you might have access to the Night City Police Department morgues. I don't know where
That's
Orion
true.
was taken, but I don't need the whole of him. I just need his leg.
All right.
Mainly what's in his leg. Data shard.
Data shard. Heard that earlier.
I
Yeah.
would rather you not look at it, try to determine what it is, or do anything with it. I don't
Huh?
care if you do, but I'll be honest. Calvin, the guy who's standing at the door, says, "Cut the shit. Look, Gino, was it?
Yeah. That's me.
There's a dead woman on the shard.
Oh.
They pulled
Fuck.
her life right out of her body and put it on a computer chip. What's worse is they did a lot more to her than that. They killed her, brought her back to life, tortured her. Then she got free because of me and my friend's help. And once we got her out, they came and killed all her friends and took her away. I
Good
wasn't
Lord.
there. I was outside of the city at the time, in Japan with my wife, gesturing over to Missy. So, understandably, I have a bit of meat. I have a bit of skin in this situation. I need my
I'm
friend
starting to
back.
say so. All right. Well, shit.
You said something about money. Gestures towards Buzzard. What do you want? Lola's like, "You're playing it sideways.
Okay.
They're gonna ask for the moon." And Calvin says,
No, like literally.
"I'll give them it. I don't give a
Literally,
shit."
Romano's just like nudging him. He's like, "I want another signature. Can I get? I want to get like give me the other signature."
Mono, please. Please, one moment.
But
We have a
Lola's,
list of demands.
but Lola, you hear Lola
Platinum
say
album signed for my man here.
more specifically. You hear Lola say, "They'll ask for the moon," and Calvin says, "And I'll give it." And then he kind of stops for a second. Mano starts saying what he's. Elmano starts saying what he's saying, and then you see Calvin kind of lean over and kind of look over at Precious and Lola both at the table, and he says, "What the fuck do you think's gonna happen if Zigzag gets a hold of it?" And then kind of leans back.
Oh.
We've heard that.
Yeah, he didn't keep it quiet.
Okay. Who's zigzag?
Lola shakes her head. "Fix her. Don't worry about it."
Okay. Seems a bit important. You know, the more.
She did. She said
helping
fixer,
you know?
but I only know him as a solo, right?
Zigzag's never been a solo.
Oh, he's always a fixer. Why did I think
Zigzag's
I-
always been a fixer, yeah.
He's always been
Never
Gucci.
mind. That's how
He
little I
throws
know about him.
solos at problems.
Yeah, Mortar's the solo that you know that knows Zigzag, but you
Right.
wouldn't know Mortar to care, so you wouldn't have a connect to Zigzag, is what I was saying. Zigzag
Right.
you know of because you've heard of his name. He's kind of like a big deal. He's kind of like a big deal. He is one of the three. So there are three primary fixers that kind of run in Kabuki and kind of the north side of the city in North Oak as well. They're big money, big names, and they kind of hold a lot of power. So in Westbrook, mainly, kind of like this. Let me go ahead and do a doodle real quick. Let's go with extra large, bright blue, big circle. Here we go. Kind of this part of the city here. Oh, that's on GM mode. Okay, hold on. Let's try again.
Super helpful.
I can see.
I was
it.
looking
You
for
can't.
it.
So that big ass blue area is the
Ah.
territory that's kind of reigned over by the three. Most low level people think that Wakako, who is a fixer assigned with the Tiger Claws, is kind of in charge of Kabuki and Japantown and that kind of Westbrook region. The truth of the matter is that she does have a very powerful hold on most gigs, but like high tier shit is happening behind the scenes, like Illuminati kind of crazy shit. And the three that are kind of focused there are Kaneshiro Rei, who is an ex Danger Gal operative, who kind of took the place of Anika Chowdhury after she fell out of way in fixing in that region. Keeping in mind you have Anika Chowdhury on you. Well, one of you do. Zigzag, of course, as mentioned, and Michael Cage. The struggle between the three began in the late 40s and has persisted ever since.
Can we really quick determine if Gino or Cam has the shard? Because one of those two do. I just in the chat
Pretty
we were
sure
even saying-
Cam does.
Okay, because I just want to know.
I don't see why Cam wouldn't. Cam's the
Okay.
boss.
I have no reason to have it.
Yeah.
Okay, I just knew one of the two like cop type guys had it. I just didn't remember which
Oh,
one
sure
ended
it's
up
me.
with it.
Shit, cop time guy.
Yeah, I don't love that.
I mean,
You work with Gino directly.
bro.
Only
you're on
thing
a
I
show
know of
that's
Cam is
cops and-
Hogwatch. Like,
You're on a show
Proper
that's
type guy.
literally cops in the 2077. Anywho. So, yeah. The main thing that we have, the main thing is that we get a hold of that shard. If you can get us the leg or the contents of the leg, great. There's a subdermal pocket on the leg. Pull it, bring it. Please don't look at it if you do. And Calvin says, it's fine if you look at it. I don't care. It's probably BD ready as well. It's probably got instances of her life, possibly the end of it. And that's what we're hoping to find out. Who zeroed her?
Gotcha. That's noble enough.
We'll see what we can do.
Oh, definitely.
Lola says, name your price to Buzzard after he says what he says. Because she was
Alright.
the one saying prices and she's the one trying to figure it out.
Oh man, I was like nudging him, like.
50,000 and a platinum album signed by Trick Shot for my man here.
You think just because you're in the presence of celebrity, you're going to be able to say large numbers like that and get away with it? Do you mean 50,000 for your entire crew of 3? Fuck no. 5,000 eddies a piece.
Oh, you already had a number in mind. Why are you letting me get my hopes and dreams out?
Oh, I'm just dropping it high for you so that you understand what high is. You been an old guy around here in Night City a long time, or are you what, a recent transplant?
Off the boat about year and change ago.
Yeah, with the 50,000, I can kind of tell.
Sorry, I'm used to dealing in the German kroners.
Well, if it's fucking that lucrative out there, I might take a little gander out that way.
The conversion rate, not so great.
Yeah, okay, maybe you're dealing with some kind of... Well, no, it's still euros out in Germany, isn't it? Anyways, a conversation persists about finances that then concludes. And she would say, 5,000 eddies apiece. If you have any other runners on your crew, fine, we'll pay them too. But it's going to be 5,000 per person, per head. I just need that shard. Most I'm willing to give out, 6 people.
All right, looks like we have a date with the corner office then.
Good luck. You won't know where to find me because this boutique closes out today, actually. Precious, you have a thing, right? No, bitch canceled on me. It's no big deal. I went ahead and let it run to fucking reruns. It's cool. And Calvin, Missy, you've got Calvin says, hold on a second. And you see him kind of lift up his agent. Hold on, I gotta take this. Oh, hey, Mooney! You hear in the background as he walks out into the front.
oh no, that's that family. Oh no.
This is really fucking good, by
Yep.
the way. I am having a great time.
Oh, buckets in hot water.
we I'm glad you noticed that, Chad. So, 5,000. Get the chip. Bring it to me. Thank you.
Oh, man.
Cut the scene. Moving
Okay,
over to
but-
H10. Go ahead. Sorry, Elmano. I'm not gonna stop and let you not talk. I want that. That's content. Go ahead.
Okay, but Miss Missy, could you still sign my album?
You hold out the one that Precious already signed.
Yeah.
Missy would kind of like, having put the pistol away, kind of look up at you and go, "You're a big motherfucker. I'll sign it, but I want your number." And Calvin goes, "What the fuck for?" And Missy says, "It's not like that. If we need muscle, this guy's hustle as fuck." He nods. "All right." She smiles, takes your takes
yeah,
your
okay.
shit, signs it in the similar fashion to Precious, both of them, the digital and the gold stamp, and passes those back to you.
Yeah. Yay!
Hey, 2 out of 4.
2 out of 3. You can't do 4 because one of
Uh,
them's dead.
Hey,
Yeah.
We can dig her up.
we can try.
Get her put her
Or-
fingerprint on it.
Lazarus Project her.
Oh,
Literally
Oh.
take it over and commandeer the Lazarus Project just so you can get a signature from a
Just
dead
to get a
pop star.
signature from all 4 of the members of
You know, it wasn't what I originally
I
planned,
mean,
but I love it. Switching it to the other scene. He hands you a shard. Copy of the day and the event. That's all you got. Don't want to give away too much about my other customers, but this one I'm willing to do because he's with your corp. And I like your show. Enjoy. If you pop the shard and check out the footage, you will see that there are 3 individuals that come in. Discussion happens. It's a very long conversation, and it basically very much standard fare, what you'd expect, similar to what you've just engaged with. Regarding the pistol, the big, large man, the footage that you get of him. 1 second. Gotta make it so it's shareable to all my friends here. Oh my god.
Elmano secretly has a twin
What'd you say?
that no one is aware of. Elmano secretly has a twin that no one is aware of. The big, large man is
You are very much a
Elmano without a mask.
Elmano is very much a Hispanic man. This dude is very much a.
This is true.
This guy is very much a white guy. But yeah, you get the image of the dude, which I never loaded. That's depressing. That is very depressing. Oh, wait, no, there he is. Wait, no, that's not him, is it? Sorry, bear with me here. Yeah, that is not him. Kind of similar outfit. Yeah, I apologize. I do not have the image. It wasn't going to be like a shock and awe kind of like, whoa, that guy situation. It's just a big white guy. But during the conversation, the discourse, you are paying attention to the footage very closely. You will actually see a 4th party enter into the space, walk over to the large man and talk to him. The smaller man kind of matches the description that you got from Elmano, but he's only in there for a second, like a very quick, brief moment, and he exits. And he is wearing a helmet, which you would recognize as kind of like a biker helmet. But you're able to catch a little bit of his face. You're pretty sure that if you run him through the NCPD,
Facial recognition software.
You might be able to pull information on him and maybe pull a more stock or non-stock image of him. I didn't fix it? The guy, the big guy. This is unfortunately the best image I have of him. It's not in the right framing. It's also in the wrong clothing. But yeah, that's him. He's about 7 foot tall, very, very big, muscly man with an eye patch.
Would I be able to tell from the video any like special grade
He's not
cyberware?
He's not wearing Arasaka clothing in the footage, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, this image kind of gives away that he might be Arasaka connected.
Is there any way that Bucket could like? Is there any cyberware? Like, could I make a cyberware roll to see if he has like high grade Arasaka gear?
Oh yeah. That don't even roll. Yes, it does
Okay.
very much look like his entire kit out is like he doesn't look like he was 7 foot tall to start.
Okay.
If that, it looks like they put a lot of work into him to make him the size that he is.
Yeah.
I'd lean over to Cam and be like, "Looks like Smasher Junior."
Yeah. That's a very astute observation. I mean, they're looking for a replacement all the time, you know. Why? It beeped at me. I'm sorry. Open with. Sure. That's not the one either. But the person who walks in, you can't get a specific detail on their face. It's not enough to kind of like pick them out from a lineup, but you're pretty sure that facial recognition would do it. The software he says you can keep, or the data shard rather, he says you can keep.
Okay.
Wait.
Thank you.
Anything else you want? And you still want the Rosetsu? I mean, I'll do some looking into it.
I mean, if you don't have to look too hard. I was really just looking for some information.
Oh. All right. Well, you're gonna throw me some eddies then?
I throw him 5. I throw him 5. I throw him 100 to be nice and be like, "Hey
Hell
man,
yeah.
for your time."
Hell
Like-
yeah. And heck, a hell of a good deal on the fucking gun too. So you know, I'm
Yeah.
having a great day.
Yeah, before Cam even gets to say anything, I'd be like, "I offloaded something pretty hefty," so I was like, "You know what? I'm feeling a little generous. We got a lot of information, and I got to see a fully kitted out Arasaka guy, which you don't get to in Militech. You don't get to see that type of gear a lot. So I'd have been interested just to like look over the dude. So I was more than happy to throw some money.
Great.
If you kind of, after a fashion, kind of like connect with, Gino after.
Yeah, I imagine I sent Gino an agent message with like a quick summary of what went down
Yeah.
with the
I'm
dealer.
pretty sure you guys are leaving the boutique and heading to go and acquire the shard, right?
Yeah.
Is that fair to say, Buzzard, as well?
I definitely want to talk to the group about it also.
Okay. Do you want to meet up somewhere?
We go back to Buzzards.
Is it
Buzzards is
okay
not too far from
for
where you're
5
at.
minutes?
What's that?
Rogie place.
Sorry, we've got a huge dump of snow. They're plowing my road, so I just have to move my car. So I just need
Oh,
a
okay,
couple
go
minutes.
nuts.
We could go to Bucket's shop as well. I mean,
I would say that either of those are equidistant, so
Okay.
Absolutely fine with either.
I think we've all been meeting at Buzzards, so Buzzards probably.
Hmm.
Yeah. Also, the body's there. So if you want to
True.
bring the leg just as kind of like a added bonus,
I guess.
here is a leg.
I bet it's pretty smelly, man.
No, it's been on ice.
Huh? Not quite.
Buzzard's not a
yeah.
fucking. Buzzard's a professional.
Okay, that
Following the name.
Also,
Oh,
it's been like 1 day, so.
Yeah.
Right.
that's right. That's right.
Only
Never
been
mind.
Cryo bag that shit though. I mean, like it's not stanky. So you
It
arrive
doesn't
back
have
at Buzzards
concept of time.
as a conglomerate group. You exchange notes, everything that you know. Again, you're not paid professional. Fuck you, says Chandler probably. um. Okay, so focusing back up. Buzzards, all there. Exchange notes. Solid exchanges. Obviously not keeping secrets from anybody. NDAs have been signed. What would you like to do once all that information has been exchanged? And I want to make sure one thing that I said was very much the highlight and the important part. Calvin said Anika's engram could be utilized as a BD?
Oh God.
What does that mean?
BDs are
Never mind. I don't listen. Almana wouldn't know. I don't need to know.
because they're very common proprietorial. Can you hear me? Okay.
Now we can.
Okay, that was weird.
Mhm.
It my mic died for some reason. Proprietorial methods of engaging in entertainment in 2077 are known as BDs. It's brain dance, and a brain dance is basically like a VR system. But instead of just witnessing an activity happening in front of your eyes, like TV or what have you, you're also experiencing the feelings, emotions, and kind of sensations that the individual who recorded the BD engaged in at the time. And so
That's terrifying. I don't like that.
it is, but at the same time, that could be cool. Like, I mean, most BD.
Experience someone's death.
Oh, that's a thing that happens. Yeah, people do that. That's a thing. But and those actually sell for a lot of money, actually. But the more
I'm just gonna listen to my pop music.
fair enough. The most
punch
common
people.
BDs on the in the world are pornographic in nature. I mean, it's obviously either
Yeah, that makes sense, honestly.
fucking, being fucked, or sucked, or cucked, whatever. It's all that shit. All the feelings, all the sensations.
Yeah.
Sexual romance and activity. Exciting.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Well, BD parlors are very common. Like, in fact, besides the pierogi world next to
You're right.
Buzzer Shop, down the way from where he's at is a very large place called a BD Shack. And, they just sell BDs and have booths where you can experience your BDs in private.
I think my first question
Delightful.
would be, well, actually, to you, John. Would Bucket, when he looks at the shard or anything, would he know, like, the maker, as in, like,
Arasaka.
It's Arasaka. Okay.
Well,
okay, so
the shard itself, it's actually proprietary to, I think it's, what's the name of the shard? Seotech, I think it is.
Okay.
Seocho Electronics, which do a lot of kind of firmware, like hard drives, data, like manufacturer, CyberDecks, electronic devices such as that. Seocho is the name of the electronic manufacturer that does that. They're based in Korea, but they have strong proprietary ties to Arasaka, and basically it's like a dual branding.
Outside?
I do actually want to go outside.
Oh,
No, I'm not going. I don't want to
apparently it
go outside.
didn't turn my leg off.
It's okay.
I would look over it, and when they said it could be used as a BD, that would spark my interest in the tech side of it. But I feel like I would like say to the group, it feels wrong to use it like a BD, especially because now you've met these people's friends. This isn't like some just random gonk. We have no fucking clue who it is. Like this is someone's like good friend who they're willing to shill out this kind of money for. I would feel wrong using it as a BD, but Bucket's been the most morally gray. So also, if anyone wants to, I can oversee it, being like the tech guy.
He understands the curiosity, but he himself is kind of mortified by that curiosity in himself.
It's as close to put off as you've seen him from something.
Sure. Almano hates BDs, listens to the classics, really doesn't understand the gravity of the conversation that's being had. Steve is currently moving his vehicle.
He said he's back.
Oh, he's back. Steve is no longer moving his vehicle. Buzzard, what's your stance on like using the engram to view a brain dance recording of whatever happens to be on that engram? Like it could be anything. It could be, moments from her childhood. It could be moments from it. Who knows? It could be all of it. It could be the whole life. Doubtful because she probably didn't have a brain dance recorder at the time. Brain dance recording is kind of.
What information are we trying to glean from it, or is it just morbid curiosity?
Great questions. All. What information are we trying to acquire from seeing the BD recording?
I mean, if they're so curious about how she died, That's what the curiosity. That's where that side comes from. Like,
Right.
if these people are willing to pay $5,000 a punk that they've never met for this thing, like they must be looking for something with some either serious dirt or a lot of revenge, like one of the two.
They're also moneyed individuals, so they probably just have money burning holes in their pockets.
But Bucket's
You,
not, so five
look,
grand is like
you've met assholes like that. I mean, one of them died horribly in your shop, and another one, like, wandered off and you haven't talked to her since. But
allegedly died horribly in my shop only.
fair enough.
If it's for the investigation, like we're trying to glean how she died or like something that's gonna help us, then yeah, like then I would support doing it. If we're just trying to like be like, haha, let's just see if we can do it just to see if we can. It's kind of like invading what little privacy she has left.
Gino,
It's kind of messed up.
thoughts on receiving the
Even-
BD? Again, it's a case that's not. I mean, it's connected to the case you're currently in, but it's not like they're probably not going to be related. Other than these people are trying to get this data shard that Arasaka got a hold of, or Arasaka made.
It makes sense. It's their friend. So, hmm. honestly, I don't think it really pertains to what we're needing to do.
Last one's
But I
Cam, who
mean-
already tried to plug it in himself.
Cam, you're the only one who can, I think, actually view a BD. You're the one
Yeah.
with a BD recorder,
Yeah.
a BD a viewing device, like on hand. So it's entirely up to you whether or not you want to do it.
You can go for it if you want to, but
I don't think Cam would either, honestly. Doesn't seem pertinent to why Orion died.
right.
You
he
know,
died-
like
he apparently died for this, protecting this.
Maybe.
right. But I don't think it matters what this is. I think all that matters is the connections to Cam.
Okay. If you don't want to view it, that's perfectly all right.
I think Cam would want to ask to view it.
Them, the people
Yeah.
you're giving it to.
Yep.
Okay. And then
I don't think Cam would look without asking, though.
you relay the information about it, about the people you saw in the footage. Almano, the dude who comes in for a second and then leaves with the helmet on, that's the fucking guy.
Hey, that's the guy.
Fucking guy.
That's the guy.
The big guy you don't recognize. Not the guy. Who's that guy? But also wearing a Tiger Claws jacket.
Oh.
Gino, you pull in, some requests back at the station. You just call in, and sadly, the person who does data running is Joey, Bag of Donuts. He
Fucking
goes,
bag of donuts over here.
"What do you want, Gino?"
I want donuts. Does he actually have donuts?
No.
It's just I'm on,
It's just
a
the
name.
bag.
His last name is Bogdanovich,
Oh,
and he's a cop.
that. Oh,
Joey Bag of Donuts.
okay.
That's what
Cops,
Gino
you
calls it.
don't donuts in your name.
Oh, wait, I'm
Right.
sorry, I missed it. Why am I talking to
Okay.
Joey? Bag of-
He's the guy who runs
Bag of
data. He's the one who runs like.
We need
so-
facial
you need facial
recognition run
of a
on
person.
this footage
Oh,
to
well,
see if
right,
we
right,
can
right,
identify
right.
the
If you wanna-
two guys in the Tiger Claws jackets.
If you want to waste the
First.
time driving into the office and doing all that, it's already about like mid-afternoon, late afternoon. So if you want to,
Yeah,
do
that's
that,
going to
you
be the
can.
rest of your day.
That's gonna be the rest of Wednesday.
Yeah. No, yeah, I got some shit I need you to look at if you got the
Yeah.
time, that is.
Okay.
Don't buzz stuff in your face.
Hey, look, Gino, I get it. All right, you don't respect the badge. You hate all of us back at the office.
Oh, no.
Okay, if you're just fucking around and you just busting my balls, then it's fine. I'm gonna be okay with
I'm
it.
just busting your balls.
All right then, dickhead. Send me the info.
All right, I'll shoot it over.
All right, give me about 10 minutes, huh?
Yeah.
Bit. 10 minutes later. Yeah. Holy shit. Where'd you get this feed?
What was it? A Second Amendment shop?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get all of it. I just got the picture of the one guy. But
That's the one. That's the one we're looking into.
this guy's
Just,
kind of wanted right now. He's
Yeah.
the guy who led the Arasaka security detail over on what was the name of that place? Hold on a second. Let me check my notes.
Go for it.
You got it. Fuck. I know this guy. His name is fuck. I don't even have. According to the system, his name is Jacob Earnswile,
Jacob Burnswell. All right.
and he is notable for the following reason. He was the one who led the Arasaka security detail over on the Pinewood docks.
Oh.
You know that whole
Okay.
Reaper program mess that you and Cam were messing with? There was apparently an engagement between Arasaka Security and some fucking cyberpunks over there. Big boat. They were trying to get on board and crash it or whatever. Got out. Big old mess.
Up that.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and Jacob Earnswile. And show to players. This is the image we got from the docs. Out of character, that was the one, if you are familiar with Jacob, his name wasn't actually used, but this was the Reaper Prime. The one that gave Reggie a bit of trouble hand to hand. Reggie ultimately kind of got away, but yeah, he didn't kill this asshole, and this asshole didn't kill Reggie. So yeah, I don't have much details on him other than what we got from we can pull from Arasaka Corpo Plaza. Looks like he was a captain in a security detail, positioned out that way. Went AWOL after that Pinewood situation. He's been missing ever since. But
All
you
right.
got him here in a helmet with a a Tiger Claws jacket. That's weird, man.
Very weird.
You got any more details you want me to look up? I'm more than happy to help. It's the case you're on.
Not at the moment, but I'll give you a ring back.
Yeah, I know you
Let you know.
assholes in homicide don't really have a lot of time free, so I'll help where I can. Not much going on in data. I got desk jobbed after that situation over at that Italian restaurant, so
Yeah.
you know, it's all good.
Oh, I know. It's all right. Good, good.
All right, later.
Well, I appreciate you.
Click.
Well, that's some information. So is fucker's name's Jacob Earnswell.
He's an Arasaka security specialist.
Yeah, well, X, right?
Ex Arasaka security specialist.
Yes.
And apparently was at least according to what your data would pull, a person who had the Reaper program in him.
Correct.
Well, that's a lot. Bucket's only here in Reaper. The only time I've dealt with the Reaper was with, I never even got to see it. I just got told that that's what it was,
Yeah.
and that ended with the only fixer I knew dying from mysterious circumstances, we'll say, and a cyber psycho and losing multiple contacts. So he's not super keen on the fact that we might be looking at like the main one.
Yeah.
I think if there's nothing directly at the moment, I think my first question would be like, that's all well and cool. Do we want to go deliver this shard? Like, do we want to get this already off our hands? Because if they're this hot for it, someone else is too.
I do.
You were told that Lola won't be at the place where you found her. I did not
Right.
because I broke the sequence and moved to a different sequence. I did not tell you the location where she would meet with you. She tells you to meet her and this is Lola specifically. She will meet you at Terminal 2 on Morro Rock, which is the airport.
All right.
That's right through. Okay.
Off the coast.
I
Big
feel like
ass-
if we're going, we need to go in the daylight.
Yeah, big ass air and spaceport.
100%.
She says you'll contact her. You have her contact information. Buzzard probably would be the one she felt comfortable exchanging it with. And you can call Lola or text Lola and let her know we want to meet, and then she'll meet you at the terminal at her timing when she says. So if you call her now, she'll probably say sometime tonight. If you call her tomorrow on Thursday, then it'll probably be sometime during the day.
You want to go during the day?
Bucket does. Bucket doesn't want to do this type of shady shit at night.
All right,
you'll,
let's sleep.
You'll be at an
let's sleep on
airport
it.
terminal, so it's not going to be that bad.
Like dark
Oh,
and shady. Yeah.
oh, yeah.
We're not meeting in a back alley. We're meeting
that's
in an
real.
airport terminal.
I'm just going to point out that me and Cam were just talking about a gun that can hit us from multiple kilometers away. And if we go at night, I don't care how bright the lights are. If we can't see on top of buildings around us, I'm not super comfy.
I'll let you know. Technically, if they fired at you from Kompeki Plaza, you're a closer shot if you're at Terminal 2 than whoever they shot on Friday.
If I can't see the situation rolling up into it, I don't even want to go.
Fair.
Because, like, bright lights can blind you more than anything.
More than fair. So then we're going to sleep for Wednesday night and wake up on Thursday and move into that day with the call.
Yeah,
and the
Cam's
meet.
not passionate enough to fight that.
Okay. So there's one last lead I just want to remind you of. Since you were kind of playing with the idea of loading up Anika as a BD and didn't. The file name, which again was Coordinates in Boxville. Obviously also not a place you want to go to in the middle of the night. Certainly not. But yeah, Boxville being located here. I'll snap ping it so you see. It is a combat zone in the junkyard, and apparently there are coordinates. It's not technically in Boxville, although it's not technically not in Boxville. It's kind of outside of Boxville. Does that make sense? It's like right outside of Boxville.
Makes sense.
Boxville's kind of big. But yeah, that's the other lead that I want to make sure it's on the table. They were GPS coordinates. Okay. If we're not engaging that in the middle of the night also, everybody sleeps, and then you wake up the next morning, reconvene after kind of going your different ways. Elmano, you probably sleep on the floor at Bucket's place. To be honest, you don't really have a place to stay right now. Buzzard doesn't have a bed to give
And he
you.
just spent all of his money on memorabilia.
Fair. Buzzard doesn't really have a bed to give you. He sleeps on his couch in his waiting room. Gino, you are currently staying in an apartment near the Corpo Plaza. And Cam, you know where you live. You're up in Kabuki. So you all split your ways, wake up, reconvene. Probably meeting, due to where you're going, at Buckets, it's closer. And after convening, you send the text, and Lola responds, 1 hour. Be there. Terminal 2. You make your way up through downtown, cross the bridge.
Bucket would suggest, how are we doing vehicles? Because that matters. That matters to me.
It's a very important.
Because I'm saying, I will take Doc with me in the car I have. That's completely scrappable, completely whatever. I don't care if it makes it in or out. We're not taking the motorcycle. I get he doesn't want to ride like that. So I would offer up to the Doc to ride with him, because I don't want to be seen doing this with a cop, because Cam's already showed me that he has video of me dealing with a Militech weapon, which is more dirt than I'm willing to be okay with adding to that.
So, do you just want to go like you two El Mano, no cop? In the
One of you guys, any of you guys can jump in. I think it's going to have like 4 seats max, especially if
No,
Elmano's there.
it's a 6-seater.
Oh yeah, if we all want to ride in it, I just do not want like Gino's cop car with us.
what about the N54 van? That ain't exactly quiet, you know?
No, probably not a good idea on that one either.
That's what I'm figuring. That's like
Yeah, if we want to
we're on
run
the same
5
page.
deep in Bucket's car, Bucket's cool with that.
Okay.
But I
not?
just had to say that I didn't want the squad car involved, if possible.
Why you hate my car so much, huh?
I've worked on plenty of your guys' cars. They're slow and they're not the greatest.
Do you want your
you're
bike
right.
separately and I'll drive your car? Because Cam's got decent land vehicles. If you want the bike there.
Real quick note: when you get to, most of you have probably never been to the terminal. Okay, most of you are Night City residents through and through. You haven't really thought about leaving the city, and you never have. You know who has been on the airplanes and been flying out this way? Buzzard. So, Buzzard, you're aware of the fact that inside of the location where the terminals connect, this kind of is that 6-sided? Sure. This hexagonal kind of shape there. In the middle, there's a small little, like, roundabout. And there are small little pull-offs that go to each of the terminals. If you've ever been to an airport, you know that there's the kind of place where you pick up people, there's a place where you drop off people. The terminals are all drop-off points. Pickup points are underground, and you have to drive down into them. That's not where you're going. That's fine. However, if you pull up and you park your car, and it's not still running, then terminal security, orbital air security, are going to take your vehicle and tow it, and just drag it off somewhere. Now, there have been a lot of, rumors that they do not give a shit about your vehicle if it's in the way, and they will just toss it right into the Pacific Ocean. Don't give a shit. Most people don't find their vehicles again if they don't keep an eye on it. Orbital Air is very much concerned about high security and ensuring protection, especially since there was a very massive shootout during the summer at this very location that involved the NUSA and a whole bunch of other shit, lots of explosions, crazy fucking stuff, and they don't want a repeat of that. They don't want anybody that they don't recognize just pulling up in and causing issues. So
She wants to meet us at departures.
She wants to meet
At
you at
Terminal
Terminal
2.
2 at
Departures.
Departures, correct.
Okay.
So you're saying one car would be better?
Yeah, and one person sitting in the car and kind of waiting, and if you're told to move by orbital security, you can just kind of rotate around and kind of pull back over.
I'm game to be the driver.
Okay. So
I don't know what your driving is outside of character. I don't know what your driving is, Zach, compared to mine. So
The actual number is 14.
okay, we're about even.
Cool.
I would say since it's Bucket's car, I would want to drive it.
It's your car. You're
But-
welcome to make that call.
So everybody loads
But-
up in the bucket mobile, and you roll.
I would. Is this the type of car that you can give access to someone else to drive it, or is it a physical key?
Oh, it's a physical key, but it's like a key fob.
If I could have an extra key for it, if we could say that, I would give it to Cam.
You are
Just
attacked.
in case.
You could very quickly make one.
Yeah, I would just in case, I would hand one off to him, be like, hey, if shit goes too sideways, 2 drivers is better than 1.
Right.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so you all hop into the vehicle and roll across the bridge. The second you start passing over the bridge, you kind of feel like the traffic's pretty light. It's a very just Thursday day. It's Halloween. Not a lot of people travel for that. And you can see the bright red flare of a rocket ascending into the sky. Somebody heading up into space to one of the colonies or the Crystal Palace, what have you. Once you bypass that second kind of structural frame of the bridge, everybody gets attacked simultaneously. You lift it up and it says, "Welcome to Mora Rock International and or Interspatial." I forget this exact name. Airport. Security measures, all this detail information. Your name and your ID has been confirmed by Orbital Air. Your presence here has been made aware to our security detail and the NCPD. Please exhibit caution in all activities that you engage in. And then there's a memorial notice for the people who died back in, I think it's August, or maybe it's July. One of those months when that big fucking thing I mentioned happened that I can't remember the exact name or details for. Out of character, Cyberpunk 2077, spoilers. Point is, you're basically told security, any use of combat cyberware on the premises will result in your immediate termination. You pull into the roundabout. Several cars. You can see people popping out at the terminals, getting their luggage out, kissing, hugging goodbye. It's just like us in the regular real world airport, except some of them have combat cyberware. And some of them have crazy looking, EMP threading. And their clothes are nuts. But it's very much just the same shit that we deal with here in modernity. You pull over to Terminal 2, you stop, and everybody pops out. No luggage. Fuck it, you remain in the car in the driver's seat, correct?
Yeah, 100%.
Car's still running, throw on the hazards, everybody gets out and starts heading into Terminal 2. It's not terribly busy, but it's not quiet either. There are quite a few folks who are moving towards the security terminals, which are kind of up on the second level and kind of head back into the back end of the section of the hexagon that you're in. But you, clearly observant individuals, would, throughout the midst of you, spot Lola. And it looks like she is not alone. She does have a security operative with her. She's seated, and the security operative is standing behind her. The security operative in question is taller. He is a black man with a lot of cyberware, a lot of combat gear, but he has no weapon that you can see, mainly due to Orbital Air's policy on not brandishing weapons. As you enter into the terminal, if you currently have weapons that are visible and you are not a member of the NCPD, they will ask you to put your weapons into a concealed state. Please hide your weapons. Please remove your weapons from easy access.
I am a weapon.
Again, they will tell you if your combat cyberware is activated while you're here at the terminal, you will be terminated.
Please turn it off, El Mono. Please.
Well, again, the light's not red.
It's
so
not
El
on.
Mono is not dead.
Yeah.
I
Only normal hugs.
I like our luchador so far. I don't want to find him in pieces.
But you walk over to her. She's seated in one of those sections of seating in airport terminal that's kind of across from another one, kind of looking at the other side. It looks like there are no kind of open seats next to her. There are a couple of individuals kind of seated near her that look like just travelers. And then immediately next to her is a suitcase seated in her kind of side seat there. The suitcase in question has Arasaka branding and appears to be an Arasaka secure case. Like one that could probably take like a railgun shot and not be, damaged. Just like a nice kind of pating. She kind of doesn't offer the seats across from you, but you do notice that they've been left open, all of them, like all 10 of them, and she just kind of sits and waits for you to sit. So, who am I talking to? A lot of you that I don't remember from the other day.
Sorry. Hi. I'm
No, I already know. Cam.
Okay. Yeah, I figured.
I
Right.
French,
Yeah, I got one of them fucking faces. So does this guy.
So you're the talker.
Gino. I just happen to, because nobody else fucking seems to.
Fair enough. I talked to your friend Buzzard the other day. Very pleasant individual. So, I'm under the understanding that you were able to secure, if not the leg, the contents?
We technically have them both if you want them. But we do have the shard and pulls it right out of the bag.
Did you preview it?
accidentally put it in my head before I knew it was on it, but now that I know what is on it, I'm happy to give it to you.
Calvin already told your friends. I'm just wondering if you access any of the deeper data, the BDs or anything like that.
Not without permission, ma'am.
I was kind of hoping you did, but that's fine. We'll go ahead.
Oh,
and see.
I do have a braindance viewer with me,
You okay?
and
with
like
running
points
that?
out his bag.
You okay with running that raw?
Oh fuck yeah! You want to do this thing?
See, we're gonna have it edited before we
He's a bit
mess
of a
with
wild
it.
card.
Okay.
Dude, let's fucking do this thing. We're good right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. I don't think it. The security officer.
Fuck yeah!
The-
like, can you move the suitcase and like goes to sit down?
Yeah, she'll pick it up, kind of move it to the ground.
100% loads that thing in raw, baby. Let's do this.
The guy behind
no net runner around to help.
The guy behind her kind of like takes a look at Cam and kind of like then moves to look at the others. Gino, go ahead and do me a favor and just roll roll a d10. Okay, you rolled too high, so you do not know this guy by reputation. The solo that's with her. Okay. You plug into you plug the BD into your wreath. You put the wreath on your head.
On the
Connected-
plus side, this guy isn't known for crime.
Correct. He is not. He's known for being a badass solo. The number he needed to roll under was 8, so 7 or less would have gotten information on the guy. Moving on. So you load the BD into the wreath. You connect the wreath to your braindance recorder viewer, and kind of it mitigates a bit of the raw sensory kind of problems that happen from a BD extracted in this way. When you connect to it, there's a load up that is typical of brain dances that are edited. Strangely, this one is not edited, but it's coming off of an engram. So the load up screen is actually her face, the digital face you saw in the construct on the cyber deck. And then after a fashion, it kind of cuts. And it looks like there are 3 options, and it's toggleable. So you can choose one of 3 options. And the options' names are basically just lines of code. And then you can see that it's toggleable between the 3 options, just code structure. Go ahead and make me a cryptography roll.
Oh no.
Is that under education?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Oh.
So a -6 means that it's just a bunch of numbers to you. You don't really see any.
It's literally like the screen in the Matrix.
Out of character, I will note what I was trying to get you to see is something that me and you, when we look at big file names like that, we're looking for some kind of thing that we recognize.
Sure,
As,
a string of numbers that looks like a date
Or
or
something like
a
that.
word that could sing to a subject. Yeah.
None of that matters to Cam. Cam just sees numbers and letters, and that's it.
Okay.
So basically, we're just going to value them as 1, 2, and 3. It looks like they are chronological. So which one would you like to press?
They're chronologicals. Cam starts with the first one.
Okay. So on plugging up the first one, you feel like you are personally contained inside of a cryo bag. I don't know if Cam personally has ever been inside of a cryo bag before, but if you have, the feeling and sensation is familiar. Your eyes kind of flutter open inside of the brain dance space, and the bag that you're in is unzipped. You see the face of a woman who appears to be very happy to see you in this beady state. Whoever you are, presumably Anika Chowdhury, and you see another person behind her that looks like another woman with kind of darker hair. The blonde woman has, just very kind of model-esque features, but also kind of a grizzled nature to her. And the girl behind her looks like very dolled up, wearing kind of like a nurse's outfit or a uniform. Very weird looking. But this BD literally is just an ecstatic moment of you coming out of the bag, feeling confusion, and then this immediate sense of relief. And then the entirety of the BD goes white. Because it is a raw edit, you can't really muster too many details outside of that. However, I will allow you to... I'm thinking Cybertech is probably gonna be the jam. Let me double check my notes here. What would be best with fucking around with editing? You know what? I'm going to go with photography and film for editing on a BD. Go ahead and roll a photography and film roll. Okay.
So 15?
You're able to recognize a few things that most people looking at a BD this short and this kind of just erratic wouldn't be able to notice. First off, you are laying on a couch. Not something people would notice. Something you catch on to. You also notice that you're inside of an office, some sort of weird office space. Looks like it's a bit cluttered and messy. You'd also notice that there are the silhouettes, but they're very hard to kind of ascertain, of at least 3 other individuals. Lastly, you can see out of a window, but it's very, very bit crushed effectively, but you're able to tell that skyline anywhere. You would know that this is definitely something from a while ago, and it's definitely in your neck of the woods, Japantown, Kabuki, over that way. And the reason why you know that's the case is because you can see, proprietarily, this bridge, which name currently escapes me. But that bridge, it's very much structured different than a lot of the other bridges around it.
Okay. Sure.
Okay?
So 3 silhouettes.
3 other people in
3 other people, including the persons I'm experiencing.
The awakening segment. Yeah. You feel like if you were able to edit this, like take some time editing it, you could definitely make it cleaner and maybe get an idea of the imaging on them. But because it's in its raw state, the person who saw it wasn't aware, and the BD recording wasn't happening accurately.
Got it.
Second file.
Yep.
Okay. You open the file and are met by a cacophony of kind of sound, audible kind of like just noise, gunfighting. You're in an office, and because of your role on the last one, you realize you're in the exact same office you were in when you were pulled out of the bag, but it is a different time, it is a different day perhaps, it is a different situation altogether. Other things you're able to notice are that the blonde woman from the first BD is present here again. She seems to be very much erratically moving towards the door and yelling for you to hide in the closet, which in the BD you do. You also see that there are 2 other individuals who are armed to the teeth with her. There's a man of kind of West Asian kind of descent, wearing kind of a poncho-like garment. He has what looks like a very massive LMG, and kind of a look on his face that's like a mix of panic and like anger and engagement, right? The blonde woman is wearing a linear frame. She looks like she is wielding a Tsunami Arms Helix, and it looks like she is prepared to shoot everything in the fucking world. And the last individual is a tall black man who looks similar to the guard that Lola has, but different. Like, they're not the same guy, but they definitely have the same kit. Like it's like the dude that's with Lola is cosplaying the guy in the video. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, they are very much 2 different men. But
oh yeah. But if you were to sign up for the army, you're like, make me like this guy.
Right.
And they put all the like parts in you.
Correct. Yeah, it is very much a different guy, but it is not but they are wearing very similar
same
outfits.
loadout.
Yeah. The scene from inside the closet becomes just a panicked rush of yelling, screaming, shooting. You hear telltale signs of professional Wetworks operatives. Militech, you think, at first, but then you realize that there's like a strangeness to it, like it's off. Like you've definitely watched videos of Militech kind of, breaching and clearing a room. But this is different. It seems like they're similar to the guy and the guy. It seems like they're trying to appear that way. Then the source material opens the door, looks out into the office space, and this kind of moment is a rush of action, a blur of action in the BD space. Make a photography and film check.
I'm gonna throw a +2 onto this. So 22.
Okay. In that heat of space, the detail that you might have missed that wouldn't have been great is that the weapons that are being utilized by the people who are now entering into the office space, and I'm going to discuss the details of these this press in short order, but it appears that they are utilizing a weapon known as an Arasaka prototype variable assault rifle. Back in the 40s, I'll go ahead and I think I can show this to you. Yeah. The Arasaka prototype variable assault rifle was a relatively new weapon that was commissioned during the 20s. They were building it during the 20s and 30s, and eventually it started making its way into kind of a prototype utilized state during the 40s. It was very much a weapon that kind of predecessed the tech guns of current modernity. And the only way to get one was to be extremely connected, or again, looking at the price, 15,000 ebb, or be a member of Arasaka.
Right.
That's the point that you notice as 3 individuals with those weapons and at least 5 other individuals in the rest of the office breach into this space of the office. You watch as the woman, the blonde woman, who appears to be firing her heart out on that Tsunami Arms helix, her head detonates, just blasts out, spreading a lot of her the crown of her head over the back wall. Like it's literally a 15-foot exchange, but all of her head just kind of smatters onto the back wall. Her body crumples, and the man in the kind of poncho attire kind of backs away, and you see him reach for a grenade, and as he does so, his face kind of twists in agony, and you see sparks start shooting out of his neck. You then watch as 3 rounds get barreled down through his chest, and he falls to the ground. You watch a man walk in to the room, and you kind of the subject of the brain dance kind of moves away, kind of cowering away from them, but you cannot help but notice their face. The individual who is entering into the space is a Caucasian man, somewhere around 7 feet tall, not wearing a Tiger Claws jacket, and a slightly younger look to his face, but appears to be the individual that was in the Second Amendment gun shop with Orion.
Okay, so we're gonna kill that guy.
That guy dies. He enters into the space. You then see the subject of it kind of look out, and the eyes of the BD become very blurry, which you, as a person who's experienced BDs before, recognize that the subject is crying. You see that the man stops, turns and looks down. The I can't remember his nationality, but it was West Asian. Kind of grasps a hold of the man's leg and says, "Fuck you!" And the man reaches back. A mantis blade shoots out of his arm and lashes the guy's head clean off.
Damn it, John.
He then turns back, and that's where the BD cuts. I think he was. Was he? Because
He was like
Anika was.
Indian.
I think Anika was Pakistani.
Yeah,
That's what I was
they were
thinking
like
too.
Yeah, I think
they
they're
were
both
like
Pretty
Pakistani.
sure
unique.
they were both
Chris and
Pakistani.
Anika are Pakistani. Which again,
Yeah.
it's been a while. Those notes are definitely buried in my computer. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Pakistani is correct.
Elizabeth says Indian.
Oh yeah, that's the one. She says Pakistani is correct. So
Okay,
that's the
cool.
second BD.
These are getting kind of intense.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that somebody in the audience probably thought that was going to be the last one. And I bet she's on the edge of her seat wondering what the next
Yeah.
one's going to be.
Can you give me the third one
You pop,
for everyone watching?
you pop open the third one. You appear to be in some side of inside of some kind of contained space. Clean, like hospital level clean. Glass windows out in front of you. It looks like you can see the skyline of Night City, but it looks like it's beneath you. Like you are in a high-rise building that towers over a lot of other spaces. The city that you see before you is not the one that Cam would recognize, unless you're like 40, which I don't think Cam is.
No.
It is
20s.
definitely the Night City of yesteryear. You feel like you felt in the last BD, terror. However, in this one, it is not as unadulterated and in the moment. It feels like it's kind of like a like waiting for the jump scare, waiting for the thing to happen, waiting for the next boot to drop. Looking at the situation that you have around you, you see that there is a Militech document open on a computer terminal near you. The subject wasn't able to collect most of that data with their recording implement, but you do recognize that the file appears to be opened inside of a Arasaka specific operating system. Corporations work on different operating systems, translation programs to move between the others. She is bolted down, and it does look like she is kind of, testing that to ensure if she's able to get out or not. And it does feel like there is something inside of your neck. This is an experience you've had many a time. You've slotted shards, you've plugged into terminals, etc. She's connected to something. In walks a man. The man in question is a young, kind of Japanese man, business suit and attire, very much of the era, 2040s, late 2040s. And he's wearing a pair of like really sick looking shades. Like they're like cool ass looking Ray-Bans or like Oakleys or something. Like they're not like this. They're like the cool sporty looking ones, right? Not the cool mirror shades, but mirror shades nonetheless. He walks in. He's got a male attendant that comes with him, cyber deck on his belt loop, walks over to the terminal and starts punching something in. They start speaking to one another in Japanese, which you, as the brain dance recipient, understand because Anika knew Japanese. So it's translated in your mentality, and you hear what they say. And he says, "You aren't even supposed to be alive. How unfortunate for you. You do know how this ends, right?" And you can kind of feel your lip trembling. She then responds in Japanese, and you know the words coming out before she says them because you're thinking them. She says, "If it was him, would you tell me?" He turns towards the computer terminal, not saying anything. The attendant, again, still all speaking in Japanese, says, "We're ready. We can prime it and load it whenever you need." He smiles, walks over to Anika's presence, kind of in the BD, gets very close to her, kind of like leans in over her, like in a domineering fashion. And I will get you a picture of what he looks like here in a second. Different guy. It's not the 7 foot tall dude.
Or the little guy.
Or the little guy. Leans in, looking at her in her face, and says, "You're nothing more than Militech property. Run it." You then feel, and this is probably a first for anyone, and you actually kind of have this momentary, like, head rush, where you experience being soul killed, even though you have never been soul killed. And I need you to roll
Oh no.
a concentration check.
Anyone have luck they can give him before he rolls this?
Yeah. Please do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Please
so
do.
I'm out in the car, so I.
using
give
the
him two.
last of my 5 luck.
I can
Oh.
give you like.
And I'll tell you the DV
3?
beforehand. It's going to be a DV 23. It's a very hard one here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you
I'll give
3.
him I'll give him 3 as well.
So he's got
5.
13, 16 extra.
You said what was the roll?
DV
Where is
23. Concentration, it's under awareness, I think.
Under
I'm 5 too,
awareness.
What's that?
5 too.
Got it.
You said +2, John?
5.
+5 from you?
He's got 16 total in addition to this
16
roll.
total. You got the count. Okay, cool. Shouldn't be too hard. You're good. So
We good?
go ahead and roll 2d6.
Oh Lord.
You lose that much humanity.
Wow,
Oh my
you're
God.
so lucky. You're so lucky.
Yeah. So I will let you know a failure was 12d6. So just as a heads up. Just in case you want to understand how
Oh.
soul killing works, I'm literally extracting the soul out of Anika, and you're experiencing that in BD. You would also know, this is kind of the back of your head, Cam, the experience that you just got through and were able to like pass out of, like get out of.
Yeah.
No one else has experienced that shit. That is a one-time deal. That is the only person who has ever experienced a brain dance of someone having their soul extracted.
Wow.
Metaphorically, but being soul killed. Becoming an engram. Yeah. Weird. But you immediately kind of, like, with that, kind of pop the wreath off, kind of... Okay. Holy shit.
No, I imagine he pops the thing off, goes. Just like throws up into a bucket right there next to him.
Don't throw up in the
Just like-
bucket.
They're just like.
Don't throw up in the bucket. Don't throw up in the
Yeah.
bucket. He doesn't want that in him. He gave you luck.
can
What are
clean
you
up.
doing?
You throw up
But
a
yeah, that's right,
bucket.
bucket's out in the
Who's not
car.
in there?
Mama Bird's fucking bucket.
Oh, don't say that.
Just took that to 11.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, I just fucking...
Ew!
I just said what I said regarding the BD. You think I'm not
Yeah.
going to hold back on
Yeah.
the jokes?
Yeah.
Bucket's in the car. That's true. Thank you,
Listen.
Elizabeth. That's
Yeah,
true.
bucket's just in the car.
Well,
Right.
12
We'll save
D6
him.
humanity.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Could have been bad. Could have
Listen.
been a very interesting situation we explored.
Lori, he just like goes like immediate cyber psycho.
That was a danger. Yes.
Oh,
So
God.
I got you the image of miscellaneous of the one guy. That would be Mysterious Big Man. And again, Mysterious Big Man, it's a younger version of him that happened
Right.
to be the one. And I am trying to find my resource here for the Arasaka gentleman. Oh, I do have it. It's just not here. It's in... Is it in Final? Yeah, it's in Final. Sorry, one second. Dark Skies, Red, Final, Aha. Show to players.
Oh. I like the jacket.
Is that the son from the 2077?
The sun.
Yeah, the guy that killed his Dad? Sorry, I saw that face, and that's the first thing I thought of when I saw it from the game.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm just making sure that was out of character, but
No. It's not Noboru Arasaka.
okay,
No, this is
okay,
not. This is not an Arasaka. This is a Arasaka corporate guy. He's not
Okay.
one of the Arasaka family. No.
Not a Chobo.
If you wish to plug and play and try and find out that guy's name, you will get the name Sano Itomi. And he is not an Arasaka corporate man, according to the information you're able to pull on facial recognition. He is the manager for Trickshot. He works for Nippon Network.
That's where he looked familiar from. I knew you used that art.
Yeah, once.
Yes. I was like,
Only
I've seen
once.
that art though.
I know that guy.
I know
Yes,
that guy.
You do. Because
Zigzag knows that guy.
Zigzag does know that guy. He does know that guy.
You dick. Oh man.
He certainly does know that guy.
Yep.
Do you give Lola the summary?
Oh yeah. Everything. Again,
Sure.
zigzag or not zigzag. Fuck you. Cam is Cam is too dumb to withhold anything.
She will take it from you and kind of hold on to it for a second and say, I'll make sure she's in a good place. Her friends will be very pleased to know that, well, they'll be very pleased to know who we need to find and kill.
You want help with that shit?
Well, since you've already done really great work on the hiring here, we'll look into it in the future. But it's going to take some planning.
Of course. We're not so good at the planning, but we're really, really good at the executing, if you know what I mean.
I think the first thing that I would need is an audience with a specific fixer. And that might be a little bit hard to do. But we'll work towards it.
they need a torture shop. Bucket's shop is soundproofed.
He's busy. He's busy eating fucking Cam's throw up. So.
Ow!
Lola would say, "Job well done. You've earned your pay," and her eyes turn blue for a second as she sends it over to you, Cam, because you're adjacent to her, and then she looks at the others. 1, 2, 3, 4 wires. Boom, boom, boom. 5,000 apiece.
Don't forget your driver.
Do you say don't forget your driver?
Well, I can't say anything.
I know, not you. I'm asking the others.
I don't think
Elmano
Elmano
wouldn't
knows
care.
what's going on.
He just got $5,000. He's like, okay.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Oh my god, there's so many pierogies."
I get my
He's
10
terrible with
gold
money.
stamped fucking trick shot albums.
Yeah, I don't.
Right?
I think it's up to your partner to remember to get your money there, Buzzard.
Yeah, go. We also have a tech in the car, keeping it running outside. He was actually the one who found the compartment, so he should be compensated as well.
I'll be honest with you, I don't have any contact with Mr. Atomi anymore. And I don't think Missy does either. Precious, if she does, she's still connected to the corporation and probably wouldn't play ball. It was hard enough getting her to give me the information she had and try and move the shard to me from Orion. I'll give you the details. Orion's been on this job, on this specific piece of information for a while now. It's been his goal, at least for the last decade or so, to try and get information regarding the Lazarus program. Harvest is really the one that's more interested in it. For whatever reasons. And I'm only tied up in it because dumb young girl in the red zone ends up with footage that could probably be very problematic for her in the future, especially now that Arasaka's in charge. You don't steal from Arasaka without them remembering. And if they find out it was you, for sure, that's a problem. Anyway. Orion was able to get a hold of Anika through a bit of legerdemain and stealth. But due to that, he ended up having to serve as a contractual agreement to terminate a Lazarus Project specimen. One that Biotechnica seems to have been holding on to for some time. The hotel planning was a ruse, mainly for Precious to see and not be able to finger exactly who did it. The smaller gentleman that you've referenced is probably the patsy. Gestures over to El Mano, although I do hear fresher patsies were on offer.
Look, I didn't do it.
No, I know. I'm 100% certain that the man you saw in the BD killing old friends was responsible.
That makes the most fucking sense, huh?
His name is Goro Akira. He is an asset for Arasaka that has served loyally for some time. I believe his connection to the fixer or operator we know as Zigzag was due to a connection between him and a netrunner named Sugar. I believe that she might have been involved in the turncoating. If she wasn't, then Zigzag played one over on her too. Hard. Point is, Orion helped, and he gave his life for the help. And I'm glad that it wasn't in vain. If Arasaka had gotten a hold of his body, they would have found it. And they would have returned it right back to the case that it was supposed to be in. I know for a fact that Zigzag is putting everything he can into getting this data shard, this engram. Based on what you said, it might implicate him more than he would like in these past problems. But it's too fucking late for that. My next gig that I'm going to be planning is an assault on Zigzag's tower. I'm going to break down his fucking red doors, and I'm going to sit him down and make him confess. That's not your problem. Sounds like you're already on your own situation. But if you finish that timely and it goes over nicely for you, and you're looking for more work, I'll be hiring.
Real quick. Buckner would send a very quick message. This is not about the money.
Oh.
He would ask about if she knew about the rifle. That'd be the one thing he'd be curious about. They might have told him about the money, but he would be way more interested in if she knew anything where that rifle went. Because again, 5 in Night City. Bucket likes his weapons.
Precious would have explained that the rifle was present with her, Orion, and Goro Akira on the night. She left in the morning, but she didn't leave in like a fashion that the others would have noticed. They were engaged in other activities, and she was able to slip out the door, head down to the lobby, and escape effectively. She did not want to be there. Had she been there, it would have been 2 corpses you found instead of 1. Lola would
So
also...
last thing she knew was that the rifle was just still in the room with Orion and Gorky. Okay.
Correct. She did see the other guy passing her in the lobby, but because of where they were, he didn't make a scene, and she left. Also, because of her fame and recognition, some people recognized her and were doing the fan situation. He did not want to have any kind of problems that were visible, is my presumption. My assumption is that he went up, gave the clear signal for Goro Akira to do what he needed to do. This other operator, this other gentleman, and again, she doesn't have the name of the other guy. She just knows of him as the other guy from Precious. You have the other guy's name, right? You also have the big guy's name.
Yeah, it was Calvin, right?
No, Calvin's a friend. Calvin's
There's been a lot of names this session.
The little guy is Jacob Ernsweil. The large white guy is Goro Akira.
Oh, he was Reaper Prime. Okay.
Yeah, Reaper Prime, correct. So she doesn't know his name. She doesn't know Jacob from Adam. But she says she saw him going up that way when she was leaving, and she escaped because the big man probably would have killed her too. She was not able to get the shard, but she was able to leave a decoy.
That's good for Bucket then, because again, his main thing was if they had an idea on the weapon, which now he does, the Akira guy, that's good for him in the future.
Yeah. So, yeah, Akira definitely has the Resetsu if anybody does.
Okay.
It would seem that the Jacob guy was supposed to be a patsy. And Elmano, in the way that he ran, remember, he ran around a corner and was immediately detained. It was almost like they were waiting for him. Which, again, was suspicious and did raise a couple of questions early on, but it didn't really kind of stick out. Like, as, you know, again, Elmano's pretty big. Might have had blood on his hands. Obviously, you know, that's kind of suspicious. But yeah, point is, in hindsight, it seems like the cops were ready for him.
Right.
And if Arasaka caught the guy and just said, "This is the guy," then nobody would believe that shit.
Right. Has to be the Night City PD.
Yeah, because then you have plausible deniability.
They're so fucking incompetent, though. Grab whoever.
Yeah, they grabbed the wrong guy.
You're running and have blood on you. You'll do.
Right.
But on that note, does Bucky get paid? They brought it up. I don't know if she.
They'll-
I don't know if she can.
She'll send it to Cam. Cam will send it to you. At some point during the wait, though, orbital air security operative, who you're probably thinking of like a security like meter maid guy. No, no. Full tactical gear, blast gear, massive assault rifle with grenade launcher combination, helmet, can't even see his face, walks over to you, talking to you like Batman from Batman Nolan trilogy. He's like, what are you waiting for? Please, if you're going to remain here, you can't remain parked. Please, traverse around the circle and return here if you're waiting for someone.
Without question, Bucket goes, "I'll take a lap," and just starts driving.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and this will happen a couple of times based on the duration that we've had in there. He watched 3 BDs. But yeah, you get used to it. They eventually do ask you what you're waiting for, and you say that had somebody dropped off, and then what? What's your story?
I would just tell them, hey, I was dropping someone off. A couple people went inside with them to say goodbye. I'm still waiting. Like, I'm
Fuck.
just waiting.
He says, "Fucking sentimentals, am I right?"
It's annoying.
No
I
problem.
wish they were quicker.
I'll keep an eye on you, but just if you see me walking towards you, do another gambit, okay?
Yeah, I'll actually I'll send a message to the doc and say, hey, call me when you're able to be picked up. I'm just gonna keep doing circles. So that I just tell that guy, I'll keep doing laps till they call me, waiting on you.
We won't pull you over then. And you see him kind of start doing comms talk, and they kind of, flag you as not a
Just
problem.
do circles.
Circles. Meanwhile, inside, anything else you want to talk to Lola about?
I don't think so. I mean, it's table's open, but Cam's.
The last thing she would say to you, the only person I can think of that would have contacts with Sano Atomi that's still alive is Charlotte. I know she's doing a gig down at Six Shots on Friday and Saturday. You can try and get tickets, try and get a seat in there. See if you can't get in there and check it out. I'll send her a text if I can. Or I'll have Missy do it. Probably better from her anyways. And try and get you seated in there. If you can meet with her, she might be able to tell you a bit more about Atomi, where you might be able to find him.
That'd be fucking great.
I'll do what I can. You've been most helpful.
How we
She'll give me
doing?
a signature.
Oh, Lola's or Charlotte's? You want
No,
Charlotte's?
Charlotte, because she's the other one, right?
Yeah, she is the third member of Trick Shot. You are going to get the hat trick. That is true. She'll say, I will ask Missy, and if she's okay with it, then yeah. You can also just ask her in person when you meet her.
Oh my god, are you gonna meet her?
I want to be completely honest. Your energy, it reminds me very much of my youth. I was just telling a young girl like you earlier today how I used to go into the red zone and ferret out old street fashion, Japanese street fashion, out of old shipping containers just to look good. So I understand.
That sounds cool.
It was pretty cool, actually. I went by the name Barbie back then. I drove around in a bright pink Chevy. What was it? Chevy Ford? Is that the fucking name of the mix? It's basically an American Corvette. Yeah, but not. It's legally distinct. Also, it's legally distinct too because it's not related to Barbie, and Mattel don't come after me. Because fuck you. I mean, you guys are great. Your movie was wonderful. It was a pretty great time back then, but we've all grown up. Some of us have passed on.
That'll happen.
It'll probably be the 2100s by the time you're able to reflect on shit like this. But keep your friends close. Keep your best friends closer. It's a mistake I made. It's really hard to rebuild what you had, especially with people you don't know. I assume at that moment, Cam and Gino look at each other.
I imagine Cam looks at Gino and Gino's just like not looking back at him, just looking straight forward.
It's like picking shit out of his ear or something. So okay.
What? What, you want to kiss or something? But yeah, after that, you folks would head out. It's still the middle of the morning on Thursday. According to the information you got, her show, Charlotte Ridge's show, is not till Friday or Saturday. After communications kind of run, you'll be told that there's no fucking way you're getting a seat on the Friday show. Shit is packed. And Saturday doesn't look very good either, but they pull the strings and they get you the seats. 6 tickets. You bring whoever you want to see Impure Cobra opening for Charlotte Woolridge, a.k.a. Lara De Palma, at the Six Shots
Yay!
bar. And that is where we'll end the session for tonight. I want to make sure that you understand your homework in the lead up for the last session, which will be taking place at Six Shots, by the way. Your homework is very simple. Today is Thursday, relatively early. Tomorrow is Friday, not going to be able to do much. And then Saturday. I need to know, more so on Saturday than anything else, but on Thursday and Friday, I need to know what your plan of attack, what your goals are for the day, what you're planning on doing. And then for Saturday, I need to know exactly what roads you're driving on and where you're going to be, because that shit could get really fucking messy very fast. More so than anything else has gotten messy. That could be the messiest shit.
Okay. I got some questions for you after this whole thing ends up.
I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Probably on Friday. Yeah, sounds good. Oh, that'll be the first finale, too. Oh, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting.
Ooh.